Go. Go.
What's going on, guys? I'll be live in about 2 minutes. What's going on, guys? Diabetic Donuts. Today on the show, we have Justin, the police officer. Actually, wait. Is that what we're calling him? Justin, the cop. How's everyone doing today? Dylan, what's up? Sea Monkey. Appreciate you guys coming through here. If you're watching the VOD, I appreciate you watching that as well. Let me just get something else set up here. Totally forgot to do this. Zaylin, what's going on? Woodens, I see you. We're literally one subscriber away from 61,000. As I choke on my phlegm there. That's good. That's great.
Congratulations.
Okay, give me 1 second. 1 second. Here we go. Okay, let's just make sure that this is set up properly. Okay. Cheetahman, what's up? Marlo, J-Ram, Sega Boys. Blow my nose. Viper Eyes, what's going on? Natsu, Obi-Wan, Thomas, nice to see you. Oh, Christopher is here.
Oh, Christopher. Oh, Christopher.
J-Ram, no, I have no idea what that is, dude. Okay, so today, what are we doing on the show? DL5, what's going on, dude? Nice to see you. Bluntmore, Alex, Adam, Guy Rogan, Dankus. Listen, big Canadian cop will be here shortly. Yes, I tweeted this out. If we can share it in the Discord. By the way, join the Discord. We are currently at 600 and something members, so huge shout out to everybody that joined yesterday. What's up, Ray, Bartman, Ghost Rat? Ghost Rat, nice to see you, dude. Let's get to some of these. So Devin donated 5. He says, hey, Jay and chat, have a great stream. I'll be watching the VOD later. Oh, Christopher, this is for you.
Oh, Christopher.
That's for you, Doug.
Oh, Christopher.
Nice to see you coming through, Doug. Even though you're not able to watch live, I do appreciate this very much. Make sure I can actually hear what I'm doing. So we do have the cordless mics. We're going to see how those turn out when Justin gets here. And then we'll see which one you guys prefer. So again, thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. And Woodens, as usual, says raw hooker, which I'm not sure what that means. So is everyone doing good?
Christopher.
Yeah. Astro Zombie donated $2. He says, do you love the edging memes, Jay, in the Discord? Yeah, I love them. Absolutely. Here we go. I'll just keep these on the whole time. Actually, they're not going to fit my wrist, are they? Living Legend says, what's up, Jay? Had a similar panic attack like 5 years ago at a friend's party. Oh, this is not good. Hang on. Yeah, it doesn't even fit my wrist. Listen, I'm under arrest. So, I had a similar panic attack at a friend's party. I had a few jack shots right after smoking a J. It got crazy dizzy, passed out, crawled to the bathroom. Scary as F moment. Living Legend, thanks for the support, first of all. Second of all, I'm sorry you had to go through that. The first time I had a panic attack, I was actually at the Lion King, downtown Toronto. You know, like the actual live show of the Lion King. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm like, what's that feeling in my head? And then I basically passed out in the lobby. So that was a lot of fun. All right, let's bring Justin in. Where is he? Let's see. Listen, I've got illegal activities happening up here. Here come the cops, boys.
Congratulations.
You blew it.
Okay, we're gonna switch over to the mic. Here we go. I know that. How is the audio for this?
What's happening?
What's your pants?
What are you talking about?
What is that?
Buddy, these are,
Why are you wearing cop pants too?
no, these are Swedish mountain pants by Fjällräven. Very comfortable. What'd you do with your hair today?
I combed it for you.
No,
Listen,
what a product or
he's
something
got-
going.
he's got tactical pants on, boys.
They're Swedish mountain pants. Fjällrävens, for anybody that's watching.
So how's the audio? How's the audio, guys? Sounds good? Not hearing any bleed through? Okay, so we're good on the audio. We can get away
Cool.
with this. How's Justin sound?
Hello. See, nice pants. Picking up on that.
Oh, they love it.
Your combination.
Listen.
Hey, don't worry about those. Guess what?
Oh,
I got a real set for
let's
you.
see. He
So-
actually brought
yeah.
real ones.
And sanitized.
And they're sanitized.
Yep.
So if I push these all the way through, will they go?
Don't do that. They'll go on your wrist. I don't even know if I have a key. So if they go on you, that's it. You're
Actually-
under arrest and you're sleeping with them on.
These are hardcore.
Yeah, they're real.
Ew, why are they slimy?
Well, I disinfected them, and then I put a little bit of oil, penetrating oil on them, and they're good to go. Why, you want them on now or what?
No.
No?
He actually brought real ones.
Sure.
Look, I got fake ones. Here, let me put you in cuffs.
You have a better chance at landing the space shuttle than that happening.
Thank you, Living Legend. Sorry to hear about that. Living Legend had a panic attack for the first time at his friend's 5 years ago.
Ah, buddy, I'm sorry. That's awful.
So, just so you guys know, today the TTS is shut off. So it's not going to be reading them out, but we definitely will see all the super chats and all that stuff. And tomorrow, this is kind of an announcement. Tomorrow, we have the Monster TTS turned on. So tomorrow, you'll be able to use that and choose AI voices. We were fooling with it last night, and it's actually pretty crazy what you can do. So you can be like Ghostface, and you can make him say he's coming to get me and stuff. So that's creepy. Why am I talking into that mic?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know either. So let's get that a little. I know that I understand that you're half blind, right?
Me?
Yep. So you need this to be
True.
bigger.
Absolutely.
Astro Zombie, thanks for the support. He says, "Did you love the edging joke meme in the Discord?" By the way, join the Discord. We got 266 people here. Hopefully, it goes up to about 400 today, so they can see Doom Guy.
Yeah, Doom guy. That cries watching Extreme Home Makeover. Yeah, that goes great.
Yeah. So I think we got. Let me make sure. So if you guys like the music, by the way, put a link in the chat as well. So how is everyone doing? The link is invalid for what? For the Discord? The Discord link is invalid. That's great, guys. I think I'm using an old one. I apologize. Ban Amber Heard's Turds is here.
You know, if I would have been quicker, as soon as you put that wrong, I would have hit the "you're fired" button.
Here.
You're fired.
Jay's fired.
Mr. Williams says it's Canadian Intro Guide. So basically, you know the show that I was on?
Yeah.
He's got somebody who's like his co-host as well. And his name's Intro Guy. So they're calling you the Canadian Intro Guy.
Cool.
But I prefer like Doom.
Why are you playing with plastic handcuffs right now?
Dude, they're not plastic. Look.
You don't stand a chance.
You see that, guys? I've been practicing.
Practice some more.
By the end of the night, one of us is getting arrested.
Yep.
Actually, he goes to me before the stream. He's like, if somebody, like, how does this work in terms of people donating and stuff? I'm like, they just choose to support. For instance, Mr. Williams is like, it's Canadian Intro Guy. By the way, shout out to Mr. Williams. Love you.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what if you say somebody donates like amount of money, we'll put you in the real cuffs? I was like,
No. Usually the way it works is they give money to get you out. So like you post bail, and they say down in the States. Actually, we use that here in Canada too. You'd be what we say pinched. That's what we say. It's some slang, and then you got to get bail money. That's the way it works. So you don't get bail money, you're sleeping in those handcuffs. Give Rich a sobriety test for his weed intake. Yeah, well, interesting that you say that, but it is now legal, so people can enjoy it at their leisure. But
so basically, should we put a goal? Should I get handcuffed right now? And if we don't hit a goal, he'll leave me in the handcuffs.
I don't
and
even
you guys
know if I
have to
have a key,
bail
so
me
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have
need
keys
bail
for
money.
it?
I don't know. Maybe. Let me see. You know, these Swedish mountain pants have so many pockets. They're so useful.
Here, they're saying yes. Look.
Hey, buddy, I wouldn't click that if I were you.
Here, guys.
If you do,
Do you have
again,
keys?
we're going to have to get the grinder out, and you're not going to like it.
Do you have the keys?
Click it and find out.
Okay. it's fucking on, guys.
No, but you.
No!
There. There.
Oh yeah,
I
give me
come
that.
prepared, buddy.
Okay, here.
What?
You can hold on to them.
Yeah.
Here, look. Let's actually cuff me for the whole
But
stream.
you did it all wrong. So we can talk about cuffing and how it's supposed to look and yeah.
Okay. What did I do wrong there?
Everything, to be honest with you.
What do you mean?
So everything. So there's a couple different types of handcuffing. There's compliant handcuffing, and then there's how they go on in a fight, which is basically any way that you can get them on.
It actually hurts.
Yeah, it's meant to do that so that if you twist it, and I won't do it because it does hurt, but if you twist
No, don't twist it.
yeah, it'll ride on that bone, right? Yeah,
nah,
but if I really put the
No,
mustard
give it
to
to me. Do it,
well,
do it.
then it's got to be tighter.
Okay, do
So
it.
feel on that bone.
Yeah, it hurts.
Right now.
Ah!
See?
Yeah.
So it's nothing. Hello from Switzerland, JD.
Okay.
Can you say what canton you're in Switzerland?
Yeah, that's
Not built for comfort.
that's not fun. I'm like, yeah, that's nothing. All right. Loosen the cuffs.
No.
Yeah.
Wait till the other one goes on. Is it cutting off the circulation?
Slightly.
Okay, we hope these keys work, right? So see, this is wrong, and I'll tell you why. Because the
Okay, hang on.
keyholes,
Here.
the keyholes are on the inside, right?
Yeah.
So what will make people uncomfortable is if the keyholes are on the inside, I got to move this cup, and you feel that on
Yeah,
the bone, right?
that's not good.
That's not good.
No.
Right? So keyholes are supposed to face out.
Okay. So the Discord link is not working. So I think what's going to happen is I think the mods
Yes.
are here. Maybe Nightbot can post the Discord link.
My buddy from Switzerland was going to tell me what canton he's from, but I probably missed it.
Damn, that actually hurts.
Yeah. See, and you never leave it like this. Never. Because if they start swinging the cuffs around and it catches you in the mouth or something, then you're like a fish, and it can cause a lot of damage, or in the eye or something. So you always close your cuff up and then get the cuffs ready so they're good to go.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm getting handcuffed for the whole stream. Why not?
They're not built for comfort, you know that, right?
Yep. I need bail money for it, so let's
We're going to
go.
do it properly and stand up.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I got to be able to, like, touch the keys still.
Well,
Here we go.
no, we're going to do this. So
No, not
Good.
behind the back.
why not?
I got to hit the bloody keys.
Okay, so then it's compliant handcuffs. You're going to go
Okay.
like this. Now,
Here we go, guys.
you got to make the cuffs tight in the center, and what that has to do with is the ease that they go on.
What the
Live
fuck?
on TV, watch this. Okay, there it's on.
No, wait.
Now I have you under
I'm
control.
bleeding.
right?
I'm bleeding.
You're not bleeding. It's okay.
No,
Give me
we're
other
not.
hand.
We're not doing the
Other hand.
Ah!
Other hand.
Fuck, we're not doing it that
Other
way.
hand.
Nope.
Bring. Do you want?
Listen.
Easily.
I'll fucking handcuff you.
Okay. Put that down.
Okay.
See? So it's just a
Okay.
little bit of control measures like that. But this is compliant handcuffing.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
compliant. Yeah, this is compliant. All right. I'm bleeding internally.
No, you're fine.
It actually is. That is not fun.
No, and they're not. They're not meant to be fun, and they're not meant for comfort. Uh-oh, this key's broke. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I am. Look at the blood. I am suing.
You can go ahead. You can get
Okay.
nothing from nothing.
Enough of that.
Right. So
Enough
hi,
of that.
everybody. That was just for fun. Hey, it was a lot of fun to horse around. We have a lot of fun, but
I am bleeding internally. Also, look, you did clip me.
yeah.
That is blood. I am suing.
You signed the waiver, didn't you?
That actually hurts.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll survive.
So my buddy from Switzerland said hello on here, but I didn't see where he was from, what canton he was from in Switzerland.
By the end of the stream, he's going to read me my rights for sure.
Justin kind of looks like Trent Reznor.
You look like Trent Reznor.
That's what the stream said.
Somebody's on drugs in the chat. What's going on? Razor donated. Thank you so much, Razor. If you guys got questions for Justin, feel free. Dennis says it's Canadian Doom guy. Listen, you basically have to play Doom. Actually, do you know what they wanted you to do on stream? Which we're not going to do today, but we'll do next time you're on the show. Probably next weekend, let's be honest.
Okay. What did they want?
They want you to watch arrest videos, like interactions,
Right.
and give your opinion on the scenario.
Right.
So, like, they want to watch, like, a high-speed chase, and then they want your opinion on, like, what would you guys really do to... Obviously, you're not going to give away secrets of whatever, but
No.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
So, that'll be super interesting. We'll do that next time.
Yeah.
DL5 says, palms out, thumbs up, check tightness, double lock. What does that mean?
Ooh, he knows what he's talking about.
DL5 knows what he's talking
does.
about?
Yeah,
Listen,
absolutely
DL5
does. Yeah.
works for the police department.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's talking about.
Fire.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does he mean?
Yeah, it's just how you properly stage someone, like how you get somebody set up. Because remember, compliant handcuffing is you're taking the person into custody, you're not expecting any problems. So that is the proper way to position someone. So that's awesome.
Let me move over slightly. Yeah, DL cuffed me. Listen, Bluntmore's going to get cuffed. So the Discord link that I've been sending out, guys, sorry, it's doesn't work. We're at 325 now.
Cool.
So if you're just tuning in or you're watching the VOD, first things first, I want to say thank you so much for the support. We're at, I don't know how many members. I opened up all the tiers, so there's different tiers. You can check that out with the link that I'm putting in the chat right now. And then also, tomorrow, I'm going to be trying a bunch of foods from around the world. I have like literally 20 different items for tomorrow's Chill Sunday stream. So today, what are we doing? We're going to basically ask you questions. Also, if you have any stories, you can add in some of your stories. Because I know you have a few crazy stories you told me, but I don't know which ones you obviously want to even tell on the stream. You know what I mean?
I usually do much better when people ask something, and then I can respond to it for sure.
So let's also point this out. Justin is not just police officer. He's also a film producer. That's why I'm buddies with him in the first place. We became friends by doing a 48-hour film challenge, and then we won the whole thing. And we're like, maybe we should just make movies together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's how that actually happened. Also, shout out to Zelda. She's here as well.
There she is.
Here we go. JD TV says, I'm here. Read that one.
Somebody, you're in Argyle. Okay. So I go to solo turn quite a bit, and also down in Vallis in the south. So I love the mountains. I love going to the Alps in Switzerland with my Swedish pants on.
Yeah, you got Swedish pants on.
Yeah, I think you know Fjall Raven over there as well. Comfy.
JD, thanks so much. I don't even know what that is. So what is this right here?
That's Swiss franc. So 2 Swiss francs.
So what's that?
Now you're putting me on the spot. I want to say that it's about $1.
Like $2?
No, not even $1.40. It's not on par.
Well, either way, I appreciate it. I'm trying to learn all the currencies because some people are...
That's cool.
Yeah, they donate, and I'm like, what is this? You know, let's actually do this quickly. Where's everybody from in the world? Put it in the chat. Justin loves seeing this. Says, yo, Justin, I'd like to see you play some police sim. Yeah, there's a police sim game.
Hey, that's a great... We could talk about training aids. I've done training before where it is a sim. It's a 360 sim house that you're in, and they actually have a pack that goes on your belt. And if you were to get engaged with any type of fire that's successful, it shocked you. And I'm not talking a little bit. It was very painful, but you learned very quickly from that, so it was cool. Ontario, Washington, UK. What else? We got Massachusetts, Georgia, Ohio, England. Love my time. The Netherlands, beautiful.
Oh,
My brother and I are heading back. Going to go over to the Netherlands.
Sorry, somebody messaged me. Let me just fix this. You guys know I have like issues with the Streamlabs. I apologize. Let me just get this proper. Somebody messaged me and said that the link isn't working.
Young Jello, hello, in North Carolina. Spent some time down in Fort Bragg. A lot of time, actually, in Fort Bragg. From what I understand, it's not called that anymore, but had some great times in the Fayetteville area. Awesome. Virginia, I was also in Virginia. Great time in the U.S. Shout out from Toledo. My aunt lives in Toledo. So shout out to Toledo, Maryland.
Listen. So Omar, that's a great idea, man. Also, yeah, guys, I apologize. Like, last night we were trying to figure this TTS thing where you can have ghost faced. Here, I'll actually give you a demo of it.
Cool.
So, how it works. Floppy chicken, thank you. Thanks so much, dude.
Floppy chicken. Buddy, while you're getting that set up, can I tell you, I felt like a floppy chicken this morning. You want to know why?
Not really.
Well, I was alcohol-free for 2 months. Dry January turned into dry January, dry February, and then the work colleagues, of course, they say, hey, let's go out and have a work dinner. So I did, and it just seemed like a good idea at the time, and I'll tell you, today I am dragging. I almost died. I think I was dead twice this morning. I was going to call 911 for myself, but yeah, I think I'm going to go back to dry March. See what happens.
So basically what you're saying is you're going to stop drinking. Hang on,
Yeah.
guys. Let me just
Totally.
grab something here.
Yep,
So you're going to no drinking.
I think so. I'm too old.
I don't know
Sober.
if it's going to play this properly, guys, but here's an example.
Where am I looking?
No. It's not working. Okay.
Cheetah Man dry for 3 weeks. Cool. Keep rolling, brother.
Okay. So anyways, Streamlabs is just a disaster as usual.
Amber Heard's turd. That's got to be one of the best handles I've heard. That's funny.
Amber Heard's turds?
Yeah, that's funny. That's really funny. I watched a lot of that trial. It was like a train wreck. Like you couldn't look away.
Sorry, guys. Trying to fix this bloody thing. Actually, sorry. The Streamlabs should be working.
If you can't get it working, I know somebody I can call.
Josh. Yeah, I think it is working. Anyways, if it isn't, what are you gonna do?
Young Jello, I see you baiting me there. I see you baiting me.
What's somebody doing?
Young Jello. Look at what he wrote at the bottom there.
Young Jello, what did you say right here?
Ask Jay.
About Steve the Bird? Well, what do you think of Steve the Bird?
Never met the man.
You never met the man.
No.
I think that answers the I think that answers it. Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know what's
Kevin.
going on
Hey,
with
Kevin.
I don't know what's going on with the goddamn
Sweet feet. What a great dude. Yeah, you tell him I say hi. Tell him to brush up his floor hockey skills.
If one's or Coco, if you guys are watching, I think we might have messed up the Streamlabs link or something.
Let's test this out, Corgi Derp.
No, okay, it is working. Never mind. Okay, ones, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Chelsea FC in the chat says, this is boring.
Oh.
What do you have to say to her?
No.
Or Chelsea, that's like a football player.
A bit boring, Jay. Then ask her something exciting.
First of all, how dare you disrespect the police?
You're fired.
You're fired. Ban everybody in the chat. Sorry, I was trying to figure something out. It's.
We can help him, Kevin.
Terrence says it's boring, but he's here.
But you gonna fire me? Then I'll go get something to eat.
Okay, it's working fine. It's fine. Does Justin know about DSP Gaming? So, do you know who DSP is?
No idea.
He has no idea who DSP is, and we're not going to show him tonight.
Ban Justin. I just got here.
Ban Justin in the chat. Listen, Terrence, tell your wife to not be bored. Actually, Terrence, you've got a job. You should be there making her unbored.
Who was?
What just happened? My name is John gifted 5 memberships.
Cool.
In
what is
your
that?
honor.
I was watching the other night when people were gifting. What does that do? So he pays for 5 people, and he can give them as gifts to people, but the fund,
Yeah.
the fee is covered.
Yeah, basically. So memberships in here are like $5 a month or whatever it is, maybe a little less depending on which one you choose. And he's gifting 5 to the. So basically, what's crazy about this community is that they take care of each other. So when they become members, you'll notice they have that little symbol next to their sign. Except Akira Genesis. That's hilarious. Shout out to Kanye. Says, listen, handcuff my floppy chicken. Hey, hope you guys are doing well. Love from New Zealand.
Nice.
The cop has Steve in custody. Free the bird. So Steve the bird is a... I don't even know how to explain it. How do you explain birds to a police officer? I don't know. So, birds. You like birds, by the way, right?
Yeah, sure.
Why do you like birds? Can you talk about your love of birds?
Love things that are living, and also love them when they're cooked and come with a side of mashed potatoes.
So basically, you killed Steve the bird.
I wouldn't admit to that, but
Of course, you're a police officer.
no.
Venom says, Justin, any experience with the super...
Justin, what is your opinion
Hang on.
concerning substance abuse harm reduction, legalization of hard drugs, and mandatory
There's a
minimum
good question at the
sentences?
top about substance abuse, harm
Okay,
reduction.
wait. Let's do it one at a time because these are good questions, okay? Justin, any experience with supernatural on duty? That's from Venom Snake. Thank you, dude. So at any point during your career, did you go into a house or a building or anything and get like a vibe, like something's weird here?
Not that I can recall, but you can imagine, obviously, in the occupation, a huge part of, especially when you're in a detective role, a huge part of that is death investigation. So I have, seen every type of death imaginable.
Oh, here we go, guys.
We're
not going to get into detail of that, but he's told me some stories of what he's seen before. You guys don't want to hear it.
Justin, so there's a couple good ones. But the supernatural stuff, being a horror guy, I'm not going to lie to you, there's definitely inspiration in some of the stuff that you come across on the job. I'm not going to lie about that. There has been some where I've walked in and you just can't believe what you're seeing or smelling or...
Smelling. Let's just talk about that quick. Let's give him that. Because somebody in the chat, Anne Frank had a wank, wants to know, what does a dead body smell like?
Well...
Also, I think you need to talk slightly louder. That's fine.
It is the smell that you only smell once and you remember for the rest of your life. I got a great big nose. It is a combat nose. It actually looks this way because of an incident in Fort Bragg, which I know we have North Carolina followers here, but this big nose, when I would go to unfortunate sudden death calls, I just would sniff the crack of the door, and then you'd know. I would be like, wait out here. And
so basically,
smell
right
it once, and So
right now, can you just smell it in your head right now?
Yep, if I need to.
And you'll know instantly. So saying you and I are going around.
Hey Jay, I see you brought me a new friend to hunt.
I've had them
Can
so...
we both play with the Ouija board and summon me to play cops in Robert's Ghost Edition?
The Ouija board, yeah.
So you know how there's a ghost in this church?
Yes, there is, yeah.
People are donating as Jay's ghost. Cool. So they donate as the ghost, and that's what we just saw there. So thank you to my ghost. By the way, the psychic is coming over next Saturday for a meeting, and we'll see when we're going to do that haunt. So thank you, Venom Snake. But let's answer this, though. For the first time in our friendship, we went to a location that we both were like, yeah, we don't want to be here.
Yeah, true story.
And that's true. And you're not just saying that just to be like, oh, there's something weird there.
No, because again, I've been in a lot of places.
Hang on. We need thunder.
Oh,
You've been in a lot of weird places.
A lot of weird places. And that one was just one where, I was like, I got to get out of here. Like, I don't care if I ever go back there. But
so the question is then, Gorilla, what's up, dude? So when you and I go into that house, which I've shown on the stream before, can you explain in your own words what it feels like to be in that house?
No, it's just feels like the house doesn't want you there. It's
Like, how do you
I
explain
don't
that,
know, it's
though?
like
I tried to explain it, too. Yes, it is like the Resident Evil 7 house. So Resident Evil's a game,
Okay.
first-person point of view, and you're essentially locked in the house that we walk around.
Wow.
But there's, like, things walking around there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like it's almost like a weight sitting on your chest. Like it feels
You get,
like a
like,
type of anxiety.
You
almost.
get anxiety.
Yeah, but a very negative fueled anxiety, if I could say it like that.
So I'll just tell this story. So we went to this location that's up the road from here, and we're going to be filming a movie next Sunday, I think.
Yeah, we got to talk about it.
We got to talk about that. We don't know exactly. But next Sunday, and we went there to test some things out, and we're standing in that house, and I have to be honest with this. Like, I don't get that feeling a lot, but in this house, for some reason, it just felt like
It's my brother, of course.
Something
Where
weird.
Are you at? That's what he's gonna say. Talk to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, your brother's gone. It just like felt something like weird. But what was crazy, and I just saw this out of the corner of my eye. I saw a farmer standing in the field. I was talking to him, and I looked to the right, and for some reason, I just saw a split second a farmer staring at us, and it was just a vision. I don't even know if it was there. Then we went into the house, and when I went by the staircase, I looked up the staircase, and there was just somebody like looking down the stairs at me for a split second. It felt like, and I don't know if I saw it or not. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is that? And then I looked back, nothing there. So I'm not the only one that gets those weird feelings. He's also in the house going like, yeah, this is not interesting.
There's someone put a question up here about hang on. Birdman. So,
Well, let's go in order here.
okay, but Birdman's is over here. Will it come up there too?
Yeah, we'll get to the super chats as they come in, and also we'll make sure we answer some of the questions in the chat as well.
Yeah, that's an important one where he asks, is it correct that Canadian police don't read rights during an arrest like American? Absolutely we do. You have the charter rights. That person has to be informed as soon as practical. So obviously if you're rolling around on the ground fighting with someone, you don't need to tell them at that stage. Will a lawyer question why you didn't do it as soon as practical? But you always do it as soon as practical and as soon as safe.
Everyone wants to know if
Absolutely.
you're scared of acorns. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I do.
What does it mean?
So I can't speak about it with enough education. I know what happened down in the States. Apparently there was a police officer that heard some acorns hitting a car, thought they were taking effective fire.
And he also
and
thought he got
engaged.
shot.
That's right. So that again, you go down the rabbit hole of the right to bear arms and the fact that there is a gun culture down there, more so than Canada. So for our U.S. watchers, you don't have rights here in Canada at all, nothing, to carry a concealed firearm. I would go down to the States for training, and they couldn't believe that I wasn't carrying off duty. They couldn't believe it.
Let's explain that. Every single citizen in Canada within the border cannot carry a gun.
No.
So I can't just go get a gun. If I want to go get a gun for hunting, I have to go through
courses.
numerous courses,
And background
paperwork,
checks.
background
Lots
checks.
of background checks through the RCMP. I know some people were talking about RCMP on the chat there. The RCMP does all the firearms licensing checks, but it's not like our American friends to the south at all.
Justin
You don't have a right
Tell me where
to
he's
carry a
been,
firearm
what
here
he's
at all.
eaten.
So, but
Is
back
there
to the
anyone
rights
that
thing, we
maybe
absolutely do that. And
Hang
if
on.
the person invokes the right, that's it.
Congratulations.
Somebody just asked, let's just go right to this one. Justin's Combat Nose donated.
There you go.
And it
Love
says,
it.
they want you to sniff my hair and then say where I've been, what I had for lunch, and does it smell like maple syrup?
Okay.
Let's
so
go.
where's the refund button? Can we refund that person
Nope.
their $5 back?
Okay.
Yeah.
Was I involved in any crimes lately? Go.
No.
Just smell my goddamn hair. Okay. Did I commit any crimes lately?
No.
I was near an arson.
No.
Lately, at least.
No.
And nothing else, right?
Nothing.
So nothing has happened. Okay. Does it smell like maple syrup?
Okay, I'm drawing the line here. I did it once. That's it. Hit the refund button.
I can't refund Justin's Combat Nose.
Justin's
That's stuck now.
Combat Nose. So if they're going to call me that, then I'll tell you how it happened. And it's a funny story for the Americans that are in the chat. They'll love it.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, doing what's called a SUE, a small unit exchange. So we would go down.
Doing a sue?
Yep, small
That
unit
sounds like
exchange.
something
So
I
we
did
would-
in high school.
It probably does. So we would go down and jump with the Americans, get our American paratrooper wings using their aircraft, their jump course, blah, blah, blah. So then they would come to Canada and they would get their Canadian jump wings. So we were in Fort Bragg, and we had Canada Day. So Canada Day was when the Americans,
Yes,
we
Kevin.
brought down hockey
Sorry,
sticks.
Kevin's here. A boy named Sue.
Yep. So we took down hockey sticks and Canadian beer because our Canadian beer is stronger than American beer. Well, we love you in the States, but hockey's our game, and we beat the Americans 103-0, and then drank a bunch of Canadian beer. So then the next, we trained for about a week. Then we had American Day, and it was football. That was their game. And don't ask me how, but I ended up the center, so I got down, and this American that was huge, like this, he just came up to the line, went like this, bent down, and he looked right at me, and he said, well, hockey's your game, but football's mine, and I'm about to rock your world. And I just remember snapping the ball, laying on the ground, my nose was over here, and he just ever so calmly picked me up. He goes, get up, Airborne, grabs my nose, straightens it, grabs a beer, and handed me a beer. And then we had a beer. And that's why my nose looks like this, crooked. True story.
Okay, we'll get to the super chats in order here. So Darth McButtface, who's your best friend, says, Justin, what's your opinion on, well, you want to read it out. Here
Yeah,
you go.
it's about substance
Well,
abuse,
just
harm
read it.
reduction, legislation of hard drugs, mandatory minimum sentences. I mean, here's the thing. We, as police officers, we enact our powers through laws that are created. So that takes place well above me. And to be honest, it doesn't matter what I think. I do my job based on policies that filter down and enforce laws that are found in a criminal code. I think that hopefully if a person is suffering from addiction, that help would be the first item up for bids, is that they get the help that they need. And again, I hope through education that our kids, we steer away from going down the drug route, because I'll tell you right now, it is one of the slippery slopes that if it does suck you into that vortex, generally speaking, it's going to be a lifetime of trying to get out of that vortex. And there's a lot of all the residual crime happens because of a nucleus of drugs. So your robberies, all that stuff, it's all mixed together, and drugs is the fuel for all that stuff. So
Not all drugs, right?
no. But I mean, they're talking about, should we make them legal if it's for harm reduction? There's a lot of great studies, but
Look
there's
here, look,
also
listen, JJ,
concerns
did you
about.
ask
brother,
your
hang on.
Police guy why he decided to be a cop police chat. Chat also thanks for streaming JJ. Dude, chat police in Canada go bing bong instead of bang bang. Also, when do you come? That's the question, chat. Don't
I'm
tell
just gonna show you what
Justin
my
we
brother
smoke
put.
weed in chat.
Oh, for fuck. Thank you, XQC, for having a seizure on my stream.
Congratulations. You're fired.
Dave Robb, thank you so much for the super chat and supporting the stream. Really appreciate that. Here's one. What's up, Jay? I've been busy and missed the last few streams. I'm sure they were great. Hope all is well with you. Santiago, thank you so much for the support, man. Yeah, I've missed you. Haven't seen you around, man. Hope you're doing well. Gorilla Pimp says something I can't read on stream at the moment.
Right.
Because the police are here. So if I did that,
Right.
we'd both be in jail by midnight.
Right.
Thank you, Gorilla Pimp, and I'm glad you're doing that. That's great. Justin's combat knows. Thank you. So here's one from Radio. You want to read that
That's
one?
a good one. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about your job, and how would you clarify or correct them? That's a great question. So we can always learn better communication styles. Anybody can. And probably one of the biggest misconceptions, I don't know if it's a misconception, but it's when you're involved in the job, is that a lot of we're just humans at the end of the day. We're just people just like you. Like I explained to you this morning, I'm hungover. When you're at work, you have to act in a certain way. There is a standard that you have to act. And as I said last time I was on the stream, sometimes as a police officer, you have to tell people stuff they don't want to hear. So if you're a traffic cop and your job is traffic enforcement, that brings in a ton of revenue for a city. So if I'm a traffic cop, which I never was, by the way, ever, and I'll speak to that in a minute, but if your job is tickets and you come in at the end of the day and your boss said, how productive of a day did you have? You're getting paid an hourly wage to do your job. And you said, well, I didn't give out any tickets. I gave out a lot of warnings. It just doesn't cut it. So a lot of times if you have a positive interaction with people, cops are no different than anybody else. You think about it when you go in to purchase something. If somebody feeds you the wrong vibe right away, or tries jacking you up, or shoves a cell phone in your face, what would you do? How would you feel? What would the underlying fuel for that interaction be? We're people too. I usually greet people just like I would greet anybody, and then it flows from there. So at the end of the day, it's not an easy job. I've had a great career, 26 years in. It's been great.
Some people want to know if you're still in the line.
I am. I have a new job. I think you saw a little clip of a video that we showed at the start of this. So I do have a new job, not involving frontline work, which is just fine because I'm not a shift work guy anymore. But I did it for a long time.
Do you want to talk about what you did in the past or no?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. So like every police officer, I spent time in patrol. That's where the rubber meets the road. It's the tip of the spear. When you're uniform, you're the first there on a lot. Even these major calls, you're the first person there.
So can you explain what like a night would be? You'd be on dispatch. Dispatch would have you on.
Yeah. So you're on a platoon, and you'd be on a rotation, and you would, if time allotted, you would have a parade before you went out. And then the city is geographically split up into, well, when I first started, it was called beats, and then it went to zones. And I was a beat officer, so I always worked the same beat, and that way you get to know your community, right? So you know where everything is within the community. You can have chats with informants that you cultivate from that specific beat, and they also get to see your face and know who you are as well. And so after that, I then spent time as a coach officer, which means that recruits that finish the college then come with a coach officer for 3 months, and you're mentoring them.
You were a beat officer, get it?
You
get that one?
I do get it.
Congratulations. You blew it.
I shouldn't have fallen into that trap, but I did. So, and then, so I was a coach, and then ended up on the SWAT team. Phenomenal job, probably one of the best in the career for sure. And was in the detective office, and then I've been a police trainer for many years, and I've done multiple roles doing that. So it was awesome.
Malgus says Chat GPT is the future.
Yeah, that stuff's scary to me. That's
actually, yeah. What do you?
Kind of creepy.
Yeah, AI technology is pretty.
I just stay away from it, to be honest, because I'm not, and I'm all joking aside, but I don't know enough about it, so it kind of freaks me out a bit.
By the way, these jelly beans are addictive.
So
Jelly Belly.
All your computer people, all your community of computer geniuses, like I watch what you guys do, and it's just it's unbelievable. And like for me, it's crazy. My sister and I were talking about mattresses. She wants a new mattress. Next thing you know, my phone I get ads for mattresses, and that kind of creeped me out. So this stuff is listening to you, right?
Oh yeah. If my roommate talks about something downstairs and he's like, I got a 3D printer, I'll go on my phone and there'll be ads for 3D printers. Isn't that's messed up. It's obviously listening to you. Malgus, thank you. So let's take some questions from the chat here. Are we ready for AI traffic cops?
So that's a very interesting question. So part of the arsenal for police equipment is taser. So I've been a taser instructor for a long time, and there actually is companies now that are developing AI for policing. So basically, let's say hypothetically, your car got stolen. I would come to your house with my body cam on, and I would say, "How you doing? Can you introduce yourself?" And give a piece of ID that you would then show the camera. And then I would investigatively interview. So I'd say, okay, you say that your car was stolen over the last 24 hours. What time did you park it outside? You would give me that information. What type of vehicle is it? Show the ownership, show the insurance. Investigatively interview you in a small narrative. And then by the time you get back to the police station, it uploads to a cloud. It adds that car to CPIC for other police officers to see that stolen vehicle immediately, without officer involvement. So they are making leaps and bounds.
So basically, you just show up and you just scan something, and the AI is going to do detective work as you do.
It will make
detective
sure
work.
that the information gets filtered to the appropriate spots. Crazy, but there's all cloud-based stuff now. Like when I was in the detective office, we were still physically building paper crown packages. So you would type out a report and lay it out, and you'd have a desk full of paper on a big call.
Terrence says, have you ever ran into any fake cops?
Yes, I have actually.
Really?
Yeah. So,
What the hell happens in that situation?
a lot of them will giz up their cars. So they would buy, I think last time I was on, we talked about police interceptors. A lot of them would giz up their cars and the light packages and the whole 9 yards. And there's laws that say that you can't do that.
So yeah, you'd come across somebody who's not necessarily trying to be a police officer, but
definitely.
kinda...
So that usually comes in as a suspicious person, to be honest with you. Usually comes in as a suspicious person, and then or there's intelligence reports that come in that say, you know, this person's doing this, and we'll keep an eye on them for sure.
Dude, that's crazy. Okay, so Serge X in the chat says, hey Justin, what's the most traumatic experience you've had as a cop? Which I think I know the answer. I don't know if you want to get into that one.
Yeah, you gotta be careful how you answer that, but I would say very politely, I was first on scene at a fellow officer who unfortunately took their life. That was was horrendous. So there's lots of trauma out there, and that's, again, if I'm not here to toe the police line and say, you know, love the police and blah blah blah, but understand that there are bad days. When you have a bad day as a police officer, it's real bad. You know, some people go their whole life, they maybe see one traumatic incident. Cops on average will see about 800 traumatic incidents. Well, it is cumulative.
Let's get into this quickly. How do you deal with it mentally?
I think you have to find your outlet. Back in the day, like the old school cops, and I can say it because my dad is a 30-year police officer. Back in his day, it was chicken wings and beer. And it was zero routine, zero fitness. And these were the guys that retired and died within 2 years. And now, cops there's so much wellness we have wellness coordinators. Fitness is a big part of it, that you gotta get out there and stay active and find whatever your outlet is. But if you do get stacked up, we actually have software, back to the computer world.
Really?
We have software that tracks when someone's been to a traumatic incident. So their supervisor or whatever or if they put a report in that met a certain criteria, it would actually flag that person has been to traumatic incidents, and then the software would pull out an alert and give it to the bosses about that.
Here's one for you.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about the Taser 10 product because I was a master taser instructor, but only when X2 was transitioning to the 7. So I haven't seen the 10 yet. I'm not in the role where I would use the product anymore. But you definitely know what you're talking about. I mean, I think it's one of those companies where it's almost like a Apple type company, where you got to keep going back to the well. So they're going to make cartridges that only fit this, and then they'll say we're only supporting that product for another 2 years.
Essentially,
they just keep making new product.
Yeah, it's essentially like, hey, here's a new item.
And here's new batteries that don't match the other batteries and everything else. So yeah, it's back to the well for sure.
DL, thank you, man. I appreciate that question. Also, I appreciate your support too, DL. Here's a question. Mm-hmm. RoboCop, the movie.
Saw it many years ago.
Yeah. So is it possible that we would have a cop car that is controlled by AI driving the streets, scanning people on the streets at random? You think that's something that would ever happen?
Well, they have scanners on cars now. So like the traffic guys, I know that the police services, I'm going to try not to use names, but the police services that are responsible for major highways and stuff, they have cars that are gizzed up to do that. So they just drive along and automatically it will read the plate, and then you know whether that person, the registered owner anyways, is suspended, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's another misconception. People think that, cops don't give out breaks and stuff. I mean, what happens now is by the time I say to the dispatcher, I'm stopping ABC 123 license plate, that software talks to each other. So by the time I get to the window, the dispatcher's already on the radio going, copy your vehicle. And I go ahead, and they go, can you just confirm the driver? I pull it up, yeah, it's Jason. And then they know everything about you, whether you're wanted, whether you have a driver's license, what your insurance status is. So let's say hypothetically I stop you and you don't have insurance.
Yeah.
And then I let you leave there, right? I use judgment. I say, yeah, you know what, Jay, just drive home. Imagine if you hit and hurt someone or killed them.
Yeah.
Then they do an investigation of the timeline. They go, wait a second. Justin had that vehicle stopped. He got that information that Jason didn't have insurance and he let him go. Can you imagine the liability there?
Well, that's a lawsuit.
They're going to take my house.
Yeah, it was, not to get into too much of detail of things we've talked about, but like, yeah, nowadays as being a police officer, you have to be completely prison at all times. Like you're talking about that situation where if you pull somebody over and you kind of let them go and you're lenient and they drive away and run somebody over,
there's an issue there.
it's going to come right back to you.
Well, and the other thing that's happening now that everybody knows about is body cams. And again, I'm giving a personal opinion here. It has nothing to do with my police service or police in general. But the thing about body cams, great transparent view of what police do. But what it's also making cops do is talk like airline pilots. So instead of coming in here and trying to establish rapport with you and become a friend of yours, I have to come in here and go, hi, I'm Constable Justin from such and such police service, and talk to you like a robot. Whereas before body cameras, sometimes, I would break the ice with a little bit of comedy when you felt it was right. The one I can remember, and again, we won't say where it is or anything, I went to a really bad domestic disturbance.
Jessica D, it's okay.
And I went in and looked at the guy and I just said, how you doing, handsome? And he looked at me and he said, handsome. And the needle could have went either way.
Yeah.
And then he looked at his wife and he said, see, someone thinks I'm handsome. Well, just that little interaction broke the ice. So then we were able to de-escalate the situation and it was good. But now, with body cams,
as a police officer, would you feel weird doing those jokes knowing it's being recorded?
Yeah, but
because what would happen?
Well,
they'd look at the record and be like, "Why is he goofing off?"
But it's like you guys with your computer stuff. Like I've been doing the job for 26 years, so the way I interact with people is going to be totally different than the way these young kids that are getting on the job now interact with people. So.
Actually, every time he shows up, he's like, "How you doing, handsome?"
Yeah, something like that for sure. Oh, great questions coming in. It makes it easier to talk about it for sure. Is there anything else we can hit?
It's Costanza asked, "Have you ever handcuffed a moose?"
No, I haven't, but I've eaten lots of moose.
Actually, okay.
Delicacy here in
Here's
Canada.
a question, and this is for the UK viewers. Have you ever had to get a call about some wild animal somewhere, and they're like,
lots.
And they're like, "Oh, I've got a moose in my backyard. Come handle this."
So I think I can tell this story.
Oh, here we go. Hang on, guys. We're gonna get a good story.
You can actually, if you have a picture, the one picture that you have is me with
citizens in Canada. Or is that even a thing up north?
Oh yeah, the sovereign citizen thing.
Have you had to arrest children for serious crimes? And how difficult was it? These are two questions from the chat.
Yeah, so it depends.
Oh, thanks, Ones. Yeah, appreciate that, dude.
It depends where you are in the as a uniform patrol. Your job is priority response. You get there, and then if it's something serious, it gets handed to the back to the detectives. I was in a detective role, and that's when we would take the lead from uniform because we can spend the time doing the interviews and stuff. But absolutely had serious crimes from kids and stuff. Absolutely.
So you've definitely arrested, not arrested.
You can't.
A child.
Yeah.
You can't do that in Canada.
Yeah, but we have other agencies and stuff that'll get involved with that. So
I'm trying to think. Was I ever arrested as a kid? I might have been.
So if you show that one picture of me with my sniper rifle, I will tell the story somebody asked about.
This one?
Engaging animals.
Go.
No.
That's you with the guy.
Yeah.
This one.
No.
This one.
No.
The one with the group? Then that's all we have.
No, I sent you one with where I had a sniper rifle.
That's all we did.
I was laying down with a sniper rifle.
That is all we did.
So,
well, we could show this right now.
Yeah, you can show it.
So here's Justin.
No identifiers on it yet.
Yeah, we covered this.
So if you look at that picture, and we just it makes for easy conversation. But the freakiest thing about that picture is if you look around the mouth on the balaclava, you can see dust. And what you're seeing around that boom mic is actually dust from flashbangs on entry. So if I start hiding my own Easter eggs in 5 years, take this picture and go and sue for as much money as you can.
Yeah, because you're breathing that in. So you want to talk about this one quick?
Have you ever had to deal with corrupt coworkers?
You'll see how old the currency is.
We got a good. Sorry. So 1's 2 cents. Thank you. I appreciate that, dude. And then DL5 says, did you read this one?
Some people don't realize that body cams can make police more stringent because you can't give breaks because if one person reviews camera footage. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And I'll couple that with, I don't want to ignore anybody, but there was another one in there. Is it true off-duty cops get preferential treatment? Absolutely not. If that gets seen on a camera,
Oh, no. No.
Now the job is completely transparent, and nobody in our job hates, how do I say it politely, but they nothing pisses a cop off more than a bad cop, to be honest with you.
So you want to explain this photo quick?
First of all, look how young I am. Yeah, that picture's taken a long time ago. If you look at the Canadian currency,
That's a lot of money.
yeah, that was about, I want to say that on the table there was about 1.4 million or something. And that was a big multi-jurisdiction op that we did. And if you look at the front of the picture to those that you see blue and pink at the front of the picture, those are ecstasy tablets.
That's all ecstasy.
Yeah, so that was all ecstasy tablets. And there's just a ton of money there. And we had done a couple, we call them hits, but we had done a bunch of hits. And then we got picked to do, that's myself and another friend from the team, but we got picked to do the security for that money. And we were up at 24 hours at that time, so it was crazy. We were exhausted.
Thank you, DL5. I appreciate that. Darth McButtface asked this question. You want to read it out?
Have you ever had to deal with corrupt coworkers or officials? Not that I can think of. When I was in a training situation, I did have to watch some video that was obtained and make a comment on what I thought about the video and it was during a disciplinary hearing. So I guess I would say, yeah, I've had to, but it's definitely not common. But we have internal affairs, if you call it that, professional standards branches that do investigate, any type of misconduct complaint against the police.
Yeah.
That's normal to have that. It's all part of the transparency model.
So let's take a look at this one. Mm-hmm. What's going on here?
So,
also, by the way,
yeah.
I also covered the dog's face for no reason.
So that one there, everybody I was on, last week or whatever it was, and they said, "What about the police dogs? Do you ever work with the police dogs?" Okay, the dog's face you covered there. That dog absolutely hated everybody. Normally the dogs would recognize us in the gray, and they would come in the office and I love animals, so I'd make friends with them, but that dog literally hated everybody. And when we went to get this picture, we had just done an entry to go get a real dangerous guy, and they wanted to take a group picture, and that's the group picture we took. And I said, we're not doing that unless the dogs are at least a couple feet away, because he was known to take a chomp on anybody. So yeah, that was awesome that you blacked that out. Yeah. And notice the size of my sergeant. So somebody was asking my height and stuff. I'm average height at 5'9.5". But look at the size of my sergeant. So you can imagine when somebody that big comes through your door with a mask on in the middle of the night after an explosion's gone on your main floor, people don't know what to think. It's like a horror movie.
So more questions. Let's see here. Jessica D, thanks for tuning in. She wants to know why your accent is stronger than mine for being in Canada.
I have no idea. I didn't even know it was. We don't notice it, Jessica, but we sure notice you when we go down to the States. So it's all in good fun. Is it true that you have to talk to the dog in a different language? That's a good question. We talked about it last time we were here. There's JD again from Switzerland with 5 more Swiss francs. But we talked about where the dogs come from. A lot of them come from Europe. So depending on the type of training that they do, they may speak to the dog in a different language. Yeah, just basic commands.
Did I forget my water?
You must have.
God damn it.
Look, there's a good one. Justin, have you ever been legitimately scared on the job? Many times.
Can you tell that one? Here, hang on. I'm going to mute. Can you unmute
Make sure
this?
these are muted.
Yes. All right. I just wanted to make sure we could talk about that one.
Yeah.
So you want to, yeah. So JD said, Justin, any reason? Oh, sorry, there's one.
Why you visit Solo Turn? Yes. Without getting into too many details, do you know where the little town of Olton is? One of my favorite pubs is right on the river, below the old bridge. Right there, you can jump in, float down. Well, we would go way up river, float down, and then come out there and have a beer, if you know where it is.
Awesome. Also, you love taking drone shots.
I do.
Can I be
I
a
took
cop
some
mod?
phenomenal pictures
Then
from
I have to
Switzerland
eat citizens' arrests.
with the drone.
Keep
So.
the streets of
But we were talking
clean.
about being scared on the job. Any cop will tell you right now, there's different things that scare different people. Physical altercations for sure. But they're probably one of the most nerve-wracking was during an operation where we did what's called a dynamic entry. When you see it on TV, they call it a raid or whatever. We called it a hit or a job, or we had little slangs. But I was holding on, we did the main entry, and then I was holding on a set of basement stairs, and I thought I felt the bump, we call it, and the bump would signal to go down, so I turned and went down.
Can you
the
show?
stairs.
Can you say I'm in front of you
Yeah, so basically it's just physical contact to let
to let the other
yeah,
officer
let
know
you
that
Now we've
somebody's
since
near you?
gone
Right?
to a new tactic, and we won't get into that, but
Yeah,
the
of
old
course.
tactic was the bump, and an audible, so that there was two things.
So so there's like two indicators. It's good to go down the staircase or up.
Yeah,
the
so
staircase.
I was holding on a set of basement stairs, and I thought I got the bump when I didn't, and I ended up descending into a basement full of people by myself.
So not to go into detail, but he literally walked down a flight of stairs.
Dangerous people.
Thinking that he had the team behind him, and he turned the corner, and it's just full of we'll just use this term, very dangerous people.
Yep.
And it's just him alone.
Yep.
You know, without getting into details of that story.
But there's other kinds of fear. There's also the fear when you go to a big call, if it involves something you're not comfortable with. So there's those types of fears. Like police officers have to be able to use judgment and knowledge, skills, and ability like that, and it has to be lawful, and that's not always easy to do.
Here's a question: how often do you have to go back to get checked, like for your reflexes?
You don't have to get reflexes, but we do annual requalifications. So you go in and
so for like firearms and everything,
everything,
basically, driving,
and
all the whole nine,
everything,
right?
all of it. Yeah.
So JD's, you read that one, right? Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, about Olton. So
JD's,
JD,
thanks,
I go to
man.
Olton. Yeah.
Chandler says, Jay, can I be a cop mod? Then I'll do citizen's arrest. Keep the streets clean of JKB.
That's funny.
Listen, no more mods. You're fired.
Congratulations.
We have a court officer on here. The
So right here.
Yeah.
Oh, Wastelander. Here you
Courts
go. You want to
officer.
read that one out?
Yeah, he just says, as a court officer, I'm glad to see you keep such pleasant company, Jay. We hit it off. We've been friends ever since, and we banter back and forth. And that's one of the things in the law enforcement community. If you're not getting teased, then that means you're not liked. We tease each other all the time. Sometimes it's relentless, but that's how you know you're liked. That you're one of the crowd. So I think my brother called you gorgeous once, and you didn't know what to do with that, even though you are gorgeous.
No, his brother, who we won't give away too much because his brother might show up on stream one day, but his brother calls me Goldilocks.
Yeah, Goldilocks or something like that.
Glamorous says, "What happened? What happens when you get exposed to raw
That's
drugs?"
another thing,
That's a good,
and this is why this
that's a good
makes it
question.
easy. So I was never, ever, ever a drug cop. I could never look the part because I've been a soldier. I got short hair. Blah blah blah. I could never look the part.
I could, right?
Oh yeah. But
So basically, can you explain the difference between what you did and what a drug cop?
well, they
is?
would be undercover guys. So they literally would be undercover.
Okay,
dudes.
well, obviously, we're not going to get into that.
No. But anyways,
But
I got
they would
called.
look like me.
Oh yeah, you would never know. We had guys that blended in anywhere.
And you would never even know.
Never
right?
even know. But they called us one night to do a high-risk vehicle stop for them because the occupants were known to carry firearms, and I was a SWAT guy. So they called on us and said, we need you guys to take this vehicle for us. So we did. And sure enough, it led to some arrests. And one of the drug guys, I was, a SWAT dude, didn't know anything about drugs really. I knew enough to get by, but I would always phone a friend, if we can say it like that. But one of the drug guys said, "Hey, can you just pick there's some drugs in the console. Can you pick it up for me and just put it into a bag?" So I go, "Yeah, sure." So I reached into the car and I picked up a little brick of cocaine. And of course, I think you know where this story's going. I didn't use gloves. And it was a hot August night, sweating, you're in your uniform, your heavy vest and everything, and carrying a long gun. And I was friggin' sweating, And the drug guys, as soon as they saw me did it, they just started laughing. I go, what are you guys laughing at? And they said, you'll know in about 5 minutes. And
What?
5 minutes later, it lit my arm up from being absorbed through my fingertips. It lit my arm up to my, it felt like it was on electricity.
And they're just like,
They were howling. They were howling.
laughing,
Yeah.
laughing that you got high.
Yeah, they were howling, and then they're like, "What are you going to say on a drug screen now?" Like that, like I said about that endless banter. But it lit my arm up to here.
But isn't
to
that,
show
didn't
that-
you kind of get nervous? You're like, oh shit.
Not really, because I was just young and.
So what happened? What did you do?
Literally felt like you touched, like I had an electrical current going up my arm. But now let's get away from the comedy side of things. But
By the way, drugs are not good.
no, and there is some very, very, very dangerous stuff out there now. I mean, I think everybody
As a
knows
CEO,
about fentanyl.
Jay, I'm glad
And
you got someone to
carfentanil,
tell you the
and I've
truth.
unfortunately, when I was in CIB, done a lot of investigations where that stuff.
Oh,
has
dead
taken
man, thank you,
people's
dude.
lives. So that's don't go near that stuff. And literally, this is so I had an investigation, and I think it did result in the end of someone's life. And then I got actually a phone call from one of the head scientists that tests the stuff, and he said, you're going to have a hazmat team go to that house and take out this individual's property. And I said, well,
How annoying
and
is
I'm a
illegal
horse's
weapons
mouth guy.
coming
So
in from
what
the
that
US
means
we
is
got?
I come
One
to you
sec.
for
Are
computer
illegal
stuff.
immigrants from the US a
But
thing?
this is
Are you
important.
their
So
big problem or just
I'm a
you in their
horse's mouth guy.
shoes?
Like if I need something with computers, I'm going to come to you because that's what you do.
Yeah.
So I had the head scientist on the phone, and he told me that the sample that I had put in and sent into them was carfentanil. And carfentanil is, and again, don't quote me, but it's way more powerful than fentanyl, like 50 times more powerful than just normal fentanyl.
Even so, basically, what you're saying is if you just tapped it and put it near your
So
mouth,
here's
you'd be dead.
here's what he said to me, because that's the exact question I said. I said, well, I've got the head scientist on the phone. You tell me the truth about this stuff. We hear all these rumors. I want to hear it from you.
Yeah.
And here's what his response was. He said, Justin, in my line of work, we work a lot with volumes and weights. So that little vial, I had submitted a vial of a white powder or an unknown powder. And basically he said, when you sent me the sample in a controlled environment with breathing apparatus on, he extracted the suspected drugs out of the sample. So then he weighed the packaging, weighed the drugs, and he came up with an amount. Then they tested it. It came back as carfentanil. So he basically said there was enough carfentanil in that little substance, which there was not much.
Yeah.
There was enough in there to fully anesthetize a 9,000-pound elephant. And then he goes, wait a second, I'll put it into better perspective for you. That same amount of carfentanil, if mixed properly and done to vapor and blah, 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 would kill 50,000 human beings.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
50,000 on that little thing. If
In
it
a
was.
vial, yeah. So it's very dangerous stuff.
So how the hell did you even get near it?
Luck. Juggling chainsaws sometimes on our job, yeah. So, but that's a great question. But yeah,
All right. Here we go. Darth McButtface says, after you retire, will you become a trailer park supervisor while Jay eats hamburgers without a shirt? Do you know what that reference is?
Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, so is that where we're headed?
Philadelphia Collins with this big boiler hanging out the bottom.
Did I ever?
Yeah.
I never told you this story. I worked door to door for
Really?
Direct Energy.
Really?
Yeah,
How'd you do?
I did well. I made a lot of money that. But I went door to door, and one day it was a fucking blizzard. So I'm like, let's just go to this college over here and get warm. I go in the college, and Randy from the Trailer Park Boys and Leahy are just standing in a hallway. I'm like, what the fuck?
Is it true? I heard that they have to remain in character when somebody comes
They
up
were,
and talks
yeah.
and they remain in character. That's
So
cool.
when I walked up to them, I was like, "What the hell's?" And they were at the college to do like a talk. I just happened to walk in and just see them, and I got to meet Leahy before he passed away. Sadly, he was
Comedic
not. He
genius.
was kind of in character, but like when you say, "Oh my god, I love you guys on the show," they were like, "Oh, thanks, buddy."
Yeah.
Like they were
comedic
you know what I mean?
genius for sure.
Oh, when he said it's a goddamn dirty drink when he's talking about Jack Daniels,
Yeah.
that's my favorite line of all
Gold.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
How common are illegal weapons in Canada? What other weapons besides guns have you guys run into on the job? Do a fair amount of criminals have guns? Absolutely. And people always ask, and I promised to give a transparent view of this. Again, I'm not at work right now, and it doesn't represent the opinion of any police service in Canada at all. but the problem is definitely a porous border. So you
Yeah.
have a country that, like the United States, and God love you, we love you. They're gun people. They have a gun culture. They have,
Which is totally fine.
yeah, but they
just
have a
to be
Second
clear.
Amendment right to do that. But when you have a gun culture so close
Next
to
to
a
one that
country
has no guns.
we can't even go near them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even worth it for me, even as a police officer, to try to have a pistol license because everything is so dialed down on as far as rules and regulations. But when that happens, those guns come across a very porous border. That's where they come from. And there's lots of guns out there.
So
Lots.
he had a second part to JD TV said also this.
Hilarious story, yes.
So read what it says.
Yeah,
just
about the canine dog. Okay, so the others can hear it. They don't see
Yeah,
this.
they can't see it at the
Okay,
moment.
so JD, my buddy from Switzerland, from Solothurn, or asked me why you're in. Where are you in? Thurgau or Aargau? I can't remember, JD. Aargau, I think. He asked, "Can you tell a story where a canine dog almost bit you?" Hilarious story, and actually, I'm positive it was that dog from the picture.
I'm gonna get my water.
Yeah, so positive it was the dog from the picture, but we were setting up to go. There was an individual seen with a firearm. We had where they were or suspected location where they were at, and we were setting up at the command post ready to go down. And all of a sudden, the surveillance guys come on and they say our suspect is exiting. He is on the northbound side of the road. So we then go into what we call an immediate action. So we start going down there to do the takedown. And when we got there, a canine handler had let out the land shark. That's what we call them. And
Wait, you call the dogs land sharks?
Oh yeah. And I watched this dog mangle 3 police officers. The suspect mangled him too, and we ended up in a physical altercation, and I literally, this is what I heard, and I don't know how to come across, but it was like a horse gallop, and it was like this. And then I felt a brush by my pants, and it nailed my sergeant right in the ass. And literally, I felt the hair of it go by me. I don't know why it didn't target me, but I'm very thankful. So that's we laughed about it after everybody got cleared at the hospital. So it was funny.
So Deadman's actually a CEO.
Cool.
And he says, as a CEO, I'm glad you have somebody to tell you the truth. He's told some stories on here too.
Yeah. I mean, anybody on the inside that's, what people don't realize is when you go to sleep at night and you put your head on the pillow, there's an army of people out there that take care of you, right? So you can pick up, think about it. You can pick up a phone, hit 3 digits when normally we got to dial 10 digits, hit 3, and you are put through to dispatchers who then are responsible for inputting information that goes out to cars. And there is an absolute hierarchy, an army of people out there to totally dedicate themselves to your well-being. So
Okay, next up, 1's 2 cents. You want to read that one?
that's the one we just covered off, but the
This
US,
one?
the weapons, yeah.
What,
Coming
we
in
did
from
that?
the U.S., yep, big problem. Yes, very big problem. Absolutely.
Joel Salazar, thank you so much. Also, 1's, thank you. I really appreciate it, dude. He said, Joel says, Justin, arrest Jay for being a snack.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on that?
Got the cuffs ready right here for you. So.
Yeah, I am actually suing you. Look
Really?
at look at Ray's skin.
See, so if you were a police officer right now and you showed me that, I'd probably pinch you or something right there. I'd smack you as hard as I could right on that wound, for sure.
To be honest, these are actually scary.
Yeah,
They're heavy, and it's just like
yeah, they're not meant for comfort. That's for sure. They're meant as a control measure.
made in the USA. Is there any way that anyone can get out of these?
It's happened.
Have you had somebody in custody get out of one?
So some people, and actually I don't, it has to do with the circumference of your hand and how big your individual biscuit shovel is. But you got to be careful because some people are contortionists and they can move.
They can
themselves
just,
around. Oh yeah.
so they get out
100%.
through the hole?
So, yeah.
But
We
you
won't get into that too much. We're not going to educate anybody on it.
listen, let's educate everybody. How do you, okay, answer right now. Okay, I'm calling the police. Hang on. How do you break out of handcuffs?
Well, you really can't, to be honest with you.
No, you really, I know that
No.
you can't.
If
Like
they're
some people are
applied
saying is
properly.
like, if you do this turn thing and then pull.
See what you just did?
Yeah.
You just did a complete 360 with that cuff. How
Yeah,
are you
you're
gonna
not
make
going
your
to
body
do it.
right?
So I've seen people say like, if you get them sort of together and then pull.
How are you going to pull? You have no.
I know, that's
you have no
nonsense.
muscles that will allow you to pull those cuffs with any degree of.
Do these ones even fit around your wrist? Let's see.
This isn't my first rodeo. Okay.
Listen,
I'm not.
here's the difference between real ones and the ones I bought.
So you,
for $1.
you absolutely just gave me deja vu when you tried to handcuff me there.
Yeah.
I had a police recruit, and we used to play practical jokes. And again, we're like anybody else, but he said, "Oh, I'm having a problem with my internet on my car."
Yeah.
He said, I have a problem. My computer's not working. I said, well, you know where the wire is? He's like, no. I said, it's right in the back. You got to go in the back of the car. It runs through the console right there. So this young officer gets in the back of his car, and I just slammed the door, and now he's locked in the back of his own police car. So there he was at the bars. He said, come on, will you let me out? And I said, I'm absolutely not. I'm going to let you sit in there for a minute. If you're that stupid. Okay? So we always have fun with jokes like that.
Okay, here's a good one. Radio asks, what's the most rewarding moment on duty? And then also, Tom Brady asks, thank you, Tom. He says...
Listen, Jay.
Hang on.
I know what he's asking me there.
Congratulations.
Listen, Darth McButtface is going to be in jail by midnight. Thank you, Darth. I appreciate that. Hang on. Oh, hang on, guys. Sorry. Yep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can confirm Darth's going to jail tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Darth is going to jail. Thank you, Darth. So here's the two questions. Okay. Most rewarding moment ever. And then also, do you guys work with the CAF?
The CAF, yep. So Canadian Armed Forces. I guess I can say it like this. There's definitely relationships established for sure, training relationships and stuff. And then the other question was about most rewarding moment?
No, not about. A boot.
A boot.
A boot.
A boot. The other question was just about rewarding moments. I mean, every...
Well, most rewarding moment on duty ever.
Yeah,
do you have one?
I don't know if it on duty. For sure I do, but I mean, after a while...
Speaking of duty,
honestly,
do you know who Duty Streams is?
Nope.
Okay, never mind then. So, yeah, after a while, you kind of...
Yeah, just you kind of bury it a little bit. There's lots, but I would say probably it's most rewarding when you help anybody, and it can be something little to something big. You'll in the occupation, you'll definitely have the chance to do both. Probably some of my most memorable times was when I was in the detective office and just helping people where you had to put very bad people in custody.
Yeah, I guess the most rewarding would be capturing a suspect or whatever, a really bad person, a really bad person who's done terrible things.
Yeah, I mean, always remember the noise the key makes, and our CO that's watching, corrections officer that's watching, you know that sound of the old-fashioned key that goes in, and when you turn that, you hear that deadbolt on the cell door turn. When you get to hear that noise from somebody that's really, really violent or a really dangerous bad person, that's a good thing.
So let's do this one. Thomas in the chat says, question, Justin, have you ever helped a kid or a teenager out of a bad situation?
Thousands and thousands and thousands of times.
So basically what you're saying is like you would see somebody who's headed on a bad path. Mm-hmm. You step in there and not guide them, but you give them a shot.
You used to be able to do it more so, and again, I'm just giving my opinion, not the opinion of any police service, but when I started this job a long time ago, society's view of law enforcement was a lot different than what it is now. And there was a lot, if I could say it politely, but there was a lot more respect back then, so you had that buy-in with young kids and stuff. Nowadays, it's
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, actually, I could speak on this. So when I was a young kid, you look up to the fire department and the police officers because they're there to protect you.
Right.
Nowadays, that's probably not the case.
Right. Think about, like, I'm a police officer, and there's nothing, I mean, when I'm driving, and if there's a cop behind me, I still do the rearview mirror check like crazy and look at how fast I'm going. Still, and
I do the job. Officer.
But nowadays, what you'll get is, and again, I'm not on the road, haven't been for a long time, but you'll get them as soon as you pull the person over, they got a phone out in your face, and they're confrontational. Am I being detained is the big question. Am I free to go? Am I being detained? Like, give the cop a chance to tell you what's going on before you start throwing.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything. You never even know why, you know.
Remember, we're generally care about your well-being. That's why we do the job.
So Kyle says, speaking of trolling, do you know what the whole swatting situation is on the internet?
Absolutely. We've dealt with it many times. So,
you dealt with it in Canada?
Absolutely.
So what would happen? You get a ridiculous call that somebody did something heinous somewhere.
Right.
Like that might have a BOMB, or they might have M somebody. You guys know what the M word means. So you guys instantly get that call and go, oh, boys, it's on. Is that how you go into it, or do you?
No, because remember, think about it and I don't want to get in too much into tactics or whatever, but think about it. If every one of your priority response people started going to one location, what does that do to the coverage of the rest
of the city, right?
So that's why we had the geographical areas. We have automatic vehicle location systems, so dispatch can actually see a little icon of your car driving around, and that's how we manage the controller.
So what happens when you get a call like that and you show up and it's just some streamer and he's like, yeah, somebody phoned and swatted me?
The first thing is public safety. So you have to make sure that nobody's injured, needs medical assistance at all. That is a priority over anything. And usually we get a pretty good idea pretty quick. And I won't get into how, but we usually know very quickly what's happening there.
Tom Brady, thank you, dude. Tom Brady donated $1.
Nice.
Any other? Okay, enjoy the content, but I haven't seen any of the films you've been involved with. What have you done? Oh, so they're talking about your movie side of your career.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to explain how you got in that quickly?
Well, my brother and I have just always kind of been, like, we look back at life of skiing and we were extreme skiers, and, then I was a big skydiver for a lot of years, and you wished that we had the very simple technology that is crazy out there now that you can buy on Amazon. It's delivered to your house the next day. It's crazy.
Listen to this story.
Yeah.
He phones me the other week. He's like, we're both getting iPhone 15s. And I'm like, what? He's like, we got to get iPhone 15s for the filmmaking stuff. I'm like, okay. So we both have iPhone 15s. These things shoot video that you would not believe.
Yeah, in RAW or whatever.
In RAW, like log. Yeah. And it looks, I checked the logs, by the way. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
As for, like, if I was a kid that had an iPhone 15, I would have made 7 movies by now.
Yeah, and that's what my brother and I say, as you get older, you look back and you just wish that you had this stuff, but that's kind of what started it, and then again, being able to have an active imagination enough that you could develop stories in your mind, and then it's cool to try to make those stories into something tangible that somebody else can see. I can show you what I'm seeing in my brain by recreating it. I like that.
What's funny is I'll tell this story. I won't give too many details because I want you guys to experience it as we release it, but him and I are going to shoot this like super short film on the iPhone 15. And he showed me what he has in his truck right now. Crazy. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's crazy because him and I will have an idea. And I'm like, what if it's this? Or he's like, what if it's this? And then he's just like on his phone. And then he shows up here and he's like, oh yeah, go look outside.
Yeah, crazy.
And I'm like, okay, there it is. It's a prop, by the way, for the it's not a body. Although, speaking of bodies, we definitely have a lot of surprises for the shorts. And I'm not going to speak on that one either. But this short that we're working on right now is absolutely...
It's going to be awesome.
It's like on a level that I haven't even thought of before.
Crazy.
Tom Brady, thank you, gifted. And also G McFly gifted 1 membership. Thank you to NC. Thank you, man. He also gifted 1 to Lewis. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships, guys. We are currently at... Let me actually do an update on this. So the other day, if you weren't here, basically, One's 2 Cents and Zaylin decided to go nuts. And they gifted like over, I don't even know how many total it is. We are currently at, I'll just give you an update. We are at 627 members, which is just unbelievable. So thank you for spreading the joy through the community there. Tom Brady says, I've been in CAF for 17 years.
Nice. And
I'm a P1, but I need a AA change. Too old? So he's asking for his advice, some advice there.
So I'd have to get you to clarify some of your acronyms for me, and then I'd be happy to give you an opinion on whatever you're asking me, for sure. Want to be a cop, Jay? Need caring people out there.
So Banner says, want to be a cop, Jay? Need caring people out there. When I was growing up, I was involved with the law on the other side.
Were you?
So I'll tell the
I'm gonna
story.
go. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'll tell the stories where I was involved with the police. So first started, I was in Sears. I must have been 15 years old.
Shoplifting.
Yeah, my buddy walked through the. So here, you guys are gonna like these stories. My buddy walked in there, and he goes, "Let's go look at the CD players." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes up to one and grabs it, and he cuts the wire. And I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "Let's go." So now I'm instantly just involved with him. But what we don't realize is the store is closed because it's like 9:02. So when we get to the door, it's locked.
Right.
And all of a sudden, a woman security and a guy security guard come flying out, tackle us. My buddy gets away, and I'm just like baffled on what's happening there. So he ran away and then turned around and finally turned himself in.
Yeah.
We got, we had to write 500 word essays. So there's that one. Do you remember in Barrie? Oh, you're going to like the story. You guys are going to not believe this. I'm telling this for the first time, and I'm probably going to get arrested. Do you remember? Look, the cuffs are here.
That's right.
Here,
Get them
hang
right.
on.
Again, you better come heavy.
So listen. Stop saying I better come heavy, okay?
Well,
Because
that goes over different than what it means is you better bring it.
That sounds a bit weird. So, we'll get to the super chats in a second because you guys have to hear this and get his reaction. Do you remember the Towers store in Barrie?
Yes.
And do you remember there was a huge fire there back in 1990 something?
Probably not, because I think I was in the Army. I was gone.
Oh, you weren't there.
I was out.
So
don't tell me you started that fire.
No, listen, that's not
limitations. I'll arrest you right now.
No, listen. What happened was my buddies went in there,
right,
and we went in together. 5 of us went in.
Here we go.
3 of us left. The 2 that stayed behind, we just went into the abandoned building and hung out. But then we left. 3 of us left. Me, Tyler, and another Jason. We went to go play football about 4 blocks away. And about 20 minutes later, we're looking over the fields and the whole building's on fire. And we were just in there. So now we're sweating. We're like, oh God, we're in trouble, aren't we?
You're definitely a
We're
good
in
source
trouble.
of intelligence, for sure.
So I go home, and all of a sudden at the door, police officers. And they go, were you there earlier? No, of course not. And they go, can we smell your shoes? And I said, yeah. So they smelled my shoes. And then they're like, listen, we know you were in the building. We're not really after you. We need more intel on who stayed behind. So I was just like, I honestly don't know the people they were friends of the guys. So they're like, okay, we'll go talk to them. Long story short, the 2 guys that stayed decided to light a fire just in the canister to stay warm because it was like fall. And then when they were leaving, one of the dumbasses kicked it over. And it went on to the side of the wall, and they were like, oh shit, and they just left the building.
Yeah, fire is one of those things that is, it's very eye-opening if you've never been around a fire, just how quickly it can change things and how dangerous it is. Even the smoke from when a fire first starts, just absolutely lethal.
So that's the 2 major times the police were like,
right.
I had to talk to them. And then one more time in high school, I made fake IDs and the police showed up. You don't need to hear about that.
Yep.
Okay, Banner says, want to be a cop, Jay. Thank you. Do you want to read this one out? Dr. Sexy Coco is here.
Oh, so yeah. Hi, Justin. Thanks for your service. Did time with the IDF. True story. I once had the police call on me because I put a picture of Master Chief with the quote, "I need a weapon" on social media. Police didn't even know why they were called. So yeah, thank you for your service. What I could say to that is you know, the stuff that gets called into they even sometimes come on the news and they'll show you some of the gag reels of why people call the police. But one of the funniest was when we first got, and I got to even be careful what it's called now, a drone. I'll just say it like that because we called it at the time a UAV.
Oh yeah, UAV was the word.
Unmanned aerial vehicle. That was the acronym. But that's changed now, and I don't know what they refer to it as, so I'll just call it a drone. But we actually had someone call in, and we used to use the call in training, and it was they called in, and they were 100% convinced that there was a UFO outside of their
Man.
apartment. Yeah, true
Oh,
story.
actually, yeah. Let's add on to that question. Thank you, Dr. Sexy Coco. Did you ever get a call from somebody that was like, "I just saw a goddamn UFO"? Mm-hmm. So what happens when you get a call about that? Are you just like,
Go
okay,
check the area. Remember, public safety. So go check the area, make sure they're good, make sure that that person isn't suffering from mental health crisis. You got it. All that stuff kicks in, right?
Oh wow! So you actually have to look at it from an outside perspective.
It is a
because
call for service.
They could be on drugs. They could be having a nervous
Absolutely.
breakdown. They could be a lunatic.
It is a call for service. And when a call for service comes in, you have to make sure that it's done properly.
So if you get a call, somebody says, saw a UFO, here's a photo of it, and you look at it as an officer and you see a light in the sky and you're just like, okay, what do you do in that?
I mean, you look for other surveillance video, canvas. Did anybody else?
So it's like X-Files. You actually look into it.
Sure.
But you're not like biased. You're not like, yeah, this isn't real.
No, if it's legitimate, because again, remember, you also have to weigh on, use of resources. Will the taxpayers be happy if you tie up 5 police officers to go and investigate a UFO? Like, what's the reason for it?
So let's do the Tom Brady one. That's what he's saying here. You want to read that one out?
I don't know if he wants me to read it out loud. Let me just read it first, if I'm not compromising him at all.
No, it's fine. Everyone can see these.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what I meant, military at a high rank and other interest levels, dated to the forces. I have MP friends who just moved over. Yeah, I mean, we do get candidates all the time in any previous
What's up, Bacon?
Military experience will absolutely show well. They love that on a resume. Think about what you learned in the Army as far as resiliency and adversity and being able to function in uncomfortable environments and stuff. So that all ties into it for sure.
I call this person king of lesbian for some reason. You want to read that one out?
Hi, Justin. Any recommendations for U.S. tourists visiting Canada?
You got to read aloud for them.
Hi, Justin. Any recommendations for U.S. tourists visiting Canada? Places to see, etc. Things to avoid? Is it okay to ask what's the weirdest call you've ever had? I'll think about that one because there's just honestly so many, but I can tie it back to
you ever get like a weird call where there was like a couple and they were doing it and something weird happened?
So I will speak generally about this without
giving
I'll just
detail?
speak generally about it. But remember we talked about
So he does have a story, okay.
So we talked about suspicious vehicles. So a lot of times it's when we talked about people dressing up as cops or whatever. A lot of times, when we get suspicious vehicles, we've actually had them come in as a potential sex act, if I can say it like that. Can I say that on the channel?
You're fired.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so and actually, when we get there, it turns out to be that vehicle, that person is in close proximity to where you go after you have the vasectomy, and you have to do the zero test.
Yeah.
So they are actually partaking in sexual activity of their own to get the sample to take into the clinic.
So I get that. That's great.
Yeah. So that happens.
What would you do if you found out a giant YouTuber had a sex shack in his backyard?
Well, I mean, again, you would have to first and foremost make sure that public safety was good to go, and
Public safety.
no, I'm serious. Like
Keemstar?
whether anybody was being held there, that's
Somebody's
a very
being held in
well.
Keemstar's sex shack,
That's a very
allegedly.
general question. It's hard to answer something like that without more details. You'd have to know more details. Did they break a law? Are they in contravention?
Did
of the
he?
law?
I don't know. That's
Me
questionable.
neither. So
But
that's what you
a
would have
lot
to-
of weird shit happens in that
Back to
sex
the
shack.
touring for Canada. I think you're going to love Canada when you come here. I think, some people like certain things, others don't. I don't like cities anymore. I worked in them. They just don't. People say, hey, why don't we go to this city? And I would rather go to mountains or something like that. But if you're city people, I think you'll notice that Canadians are super friendly, and we argue at who's going through the door first and who stops at a stop sign, who's going to go first, and then we'll always say sorry all the time.
I know we do. Well, if you ask them like what type of person I am, I'm sure people would just be like, Jay's really kind.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean to be kind.
No, I'm the same.
It's just, we're just Canadian. I
Yep.
don't know what to say. That's
No,
just
it's
how
true.
it
It's
happens. Did you answer this correctly?
I did, yep. So Tom Brady, that was for you, and always a benefit for any type of service. If I didn't answer the next one down, that's an interesting one.
Okay, hang on. So, Tom, really appreciate the support, man. Let's answer this one. Why is it so expensive in Canada at the moment without getting political?
Yeah, I mean, you go down the rabbit hole of politics. It's so unfortunate. I ask the exact same questions when you look at what's happening at some of the major grocery chains and,
Oh
and
my
the price
God.
of stuff. I asked
Dude,
the same
it's-
questions, and
It's
I wish I had the answer.
absolutely insane. I went to go get a can of... So yesterday, guys, I was just... So you guys know I went through the whole thing, and I was stressed out and didn't eat for like a week.
You washed your hair, though.
I washed my hair, of course.
Yep.
Well, smell it.
No, I already did that.
So I washed my hair. I decided to eat finally. So I was like, I'm craving chili because I guess I needed the protein from beans and whatever. So I go get a can of chili. So how much is a can of chili usually? Not, let's say 2017 can of chili.
I have no idea. 99 cents.
There you go. That's how much it is. You know how much it is now, right now? $4 for a goddamn can of chili.
There's the second part of that question by J.O. Enterprise. I'm not a city person, but what is a great small town to visit in Canada? You can't go wrong with Prince Edward County. There's beautiful wineries there. That is just east of the megalopolis of Toronto.
I would say Elora.
Elora, or you go up to the Collingwood Blue Mountain area.
Up there's
Blue
nuts.
Mountain for sure.
I'd say Vancouver if you have a lot of money. Oh, here we go.
Justin, Jay, you are both invited to the Keemstar
That's
sex
I appreciate
chat.
invitations. Thank
Keem
you
would
very
like to
much.
make
I'll
arrangements.
send Jay
He also
twice.
said
if
bring
that
the
works.
handcuffs, mace, and taser.
Listen, can I just say live here how many times they've tried to get me in the LOL podcast? I think 3 times total now, maybe. I don't know what they're doing over there. Jay, I think you missed my... Nope. Estates, we're going to do yours right now. Do you want to read that one out?
Yeah, that's the one I was,
right
talking about there, yes. The thoughts on the overuse of weed. I know a live streamer that's so addicted he can't function without it. He even does it with his kids around, and it's so sad. So I'm going to answer your question at face value.
Hang on a second.
I already know what's going on here, but I'll answer it at face value. Brother, there's more to life, and it's healthy for you to branch out, go do stuff that makes you uncomfortable. That's good for you.
Talk about uncomfortable.
Yeah. But that's how I would answer that if I was not aware of the backstory to something like that. For sure. Get the siren.
You're fired.
That is
I'm
awkward.
getting hungry.
You know what that was, right?
Northern Ireland.
I mean, that's somebody's opinion about someone.
My brother, we can't read what he wrote there, but because we're not answering. I'll answer him right now. You take the chat and talk for a second.
We're live streaming.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is he?
Tell him.
Okay, so anyways, Estates, thank you for that one. That was not awkward at all, whatsoever. Appreciate you. Also, to speak on that, thoughts on overuse of weed. Let me just say this.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous.
But let me just say this, because that was awkward. But, I don't think Rich overuses it. I think that he's using it because he's in pain, to be honest. And I just want to say that. That's my opinion on it.
So let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
You got to take care of the underlying issue, because all that is just a mask for that. And that's what I mean. If you're dependent on something that bad, get the help. It's out there for you. You have to be the most committed participant. Nobody can want it more than
Justin
you
is an
want
awesome
the help.
cop.
We
Editors
say it all the
get this
time
man
as
on the
officers. We
show.
try to help
Maybe
people,
Jay will come on if he does.
but they have to
And
have
Jay
that
wasn't 3
internal
times, it was 4.
want to get help.
No, it's right. So in speaking about that, I'm not going to make any more comments on that. It is what it is. I hope he is better, or whatever. And it is what it is. I just hope he gets better. So
Yeah, I mean, that's healthy for you to think positive stuff like that about someone, even when people piss you off. And believe me, but we have been rolling on the ground fighting with people before, and then when you get them in cuffs and everybody calms down, usually they apologize.
they come around. Yeah.
They come around, they apologize, and then a lot of times I won't even get in, but I've had let people have cigarettes, before they go into jail, which is a non-smoking environment. We're all humans and we're all in this together, right?
Well, that's why in that situation, but the situation I just went through, I'm not going to kick somebody when they're down.
No, hell no. What would that speak to? What would that say about your character, right? So
No, it's like I'd be just as bad as somebody else. You know what I mean? If all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, you're down on your luck. How about this? Why would I do that?
no, agreed.
Pete, what's going on? Justin, do you have any? Justin, do you have any Walmart shoplifting stories?
Oh, hundreds.
Okay, so hang on. Keemstar donated. Listen, Keemstar, you're fired.
You're fired.
Moon asks, play some hip hop and cry about it. Listen, the reason why he cried about it. Oh, Sour, what's going on, dude? Thanks for being a member. The reason why Rich cried about it is like that song Rich made that day was actually really fucking good. And I get emotional making music too. He just happened to do it on the internet, which, you know, he's going to be made fun of, but
Buddy, we all have those songs that hit you like that, you know?
Okay, let's just be open here. What song will make you cry? You got one?
If you're really putting me on the spot,
I am.
but I would probably say it's more about the memory that
I Will Always Love
the
You?
song. No, it would be probably Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler, and that's for my mom.
Okay, well
Yeah.
I
So
can't make
that-
fun of you now.
Yeah, 100%. Gets me every time.
Wow.
Do you have an opinion on how messed up things are in NYC? A homeless person got released after assaulting a cello player. Yeah, I'm not totally versed on it, Orange. First of all, thanks for the donation. I should start saying thank you to people for that. But
Yeah.
I know things are really bad there. I did watch a little bit of the coverage of the police officers that were assaulted, and I know that they do have people under arrest. It's a scary world out there a little bit right now. Remember, you know, the tip of the spear people, your emergency services people are out there to protect you. And, you know, without a lid on the boiling pot, it can get real nasty, and you don't want the alternative. There are professional criminals. There are
Jostler's here.
professional criminals that they don't agree with the way that we live our life, and with nobody there to control that, it can get real scary. You look at the carjack situations in the major cities now; it's just a disaster. So.
Chris says, this guy is cool. An old Canadian buddy of mine said that there's no Canadian dream.
Well, I disagree with that 100%. So
what is the Canadian dream?
I
then?
think he's referring to the American dream, making reference to how it's so awesome to come and to live in the USA, and it's a wonderful life there. If I'm
Yeah,
not
I think so.
following you,
But
in Canada, I absolutely love this country. You go down the rabbit hole so easily about politics, and here's the thing: be open to other ideas. You know, you've given one government a certain chance. For a certain period of time, there's nothing wrong with change. Change is good. It brings in new ideas.
Change is like humanity's biggest fear.
I agree with you. I hate change, but you also, if it's inevitable or if the health of the herd changes because of it, then you've got to just step
For
up.
me,
and do it.
well, when I say change, yeah, I used to be scared of change, but for some reason now I'm just like, okay, like when Rich was just like,
You're fired.
He said that.
yeah, he basically said that. So when Rich said that to me, I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll do my own show now, which you guys are watching right now, and there's almost 500 people here. I never thought that this many people would show up and support the stream, and you guys know how grateful I am for you guys basically digging me out of a hole. He knows what's going on because I explained everything to him, right? But when it comes to like change for me now, I think what you got to realize is that change is going to happen whether you like it or not. So if you're going to stress over the change, you're just adding stress on top of what you're about to deal with anyways.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also things that are within your control, right? Things that you can control.
Well, that's...
And we use an acronym, WIN. What's important now?
Well,
What's
yeah,
important
so
right now?
for me Rich was just like...
You're fired.
And I'm like, okay, what's important right now?
Yep.
Right now is I get my head on straight.
Yep.
I start a show, start streaming, start doing my own content, actually enjoy doing it. And that's not a knock on Rich, but
Yeah,
you know,
and
work
get the basics covered,
yeah,
right?
work is work. But Rich letting me go secretly was a blessing in disguise. Like Monkey Gaming Tip says, yeah, it was a blessing in disguise. Goddamn-lutely. I'm never going in that situation again. And that's not a knock at Rich. It was work. But
I want to give a shout out to Rich. I've never met the man, but I actually watched some of your videos, and I want to give a shout out. I've never met you, but you obviously are successful on with all your followers and stuff. So I give a shout out to the guy, and buddy, if you need help for anything and you had some self-admittance on your show, then get the help, dude, and whatever we can do or whatever anybody can do, that's
I mean,
lend the guy a
I'm
helping hand.
I'm trying as much as I can
Yeah,
to help that situation
because you're Canadian.
because I'm in Canada.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question to the audience, and then it's going to tie into something. So,
No one in the audience is wearing underwear.
no, it's not that one. Does anybody know who Frank Drebin is? If I said that, so I'll wait for the responses. Do you know who Frank Drebin is?
Frank Drebin. Why does that sound so familiar to me?
I'm dating myself. Frank Drebin.
That's from a movie.
Who knows? Nothing coming up yet. There we go. So
Yeah, Naked
that
Gun.
name- yeah, the Naked Gun.
Hang on, I'll make an announcement to you about that.
Okay, well, I got to tell you why, and then you might have to hit the pause. Does anybody remember on the Naked Gun when Frank Drebin was mic'd up and went into the bathroom and had a great big pee and stuff? I got to pee, so you got to turn this mic off, or I'm going to pull a Frank Drebin down there, and all your people are going to hear me peeing. So,
Oh, you got to go
squad.
pee for real?
Yeah, I'm serious, man.
Okay.
So I don't want to do the Frank Drebin.
Okay,
I
we're gonna-
did that once on the news, actually. So the girl was laughing. The reporter was howling when I came out.
Okay, you go pee. I'll cut the mics. Ready?
Yeah. Trust you. I'm
Okay,
gonna leave
no,
this
look,
mic
look.
right here.
No, just leave it on.
No. Listen, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. Look at magnets. It's off. Woof. Be right back.
Listen, the police don't trust me. Hope you guys are enjoying this stream. Carl, what's going on? Okay, let's turn the mic up really loud. See if we can hear him.
Don't even think about it.
Okay, he's on to us. Hang on. White Lando, nice to see you, dude. Chris says, who's the guy in the stream? This is my good friend Justin, who's a police officer. Also, he produces films with me. We're almost near 500 viewers. Guys, I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Ghost Rat, what's going on? Ghost Rat says, I just saw some people digging around my neighbor's car and accused them of stealing. They were just fixing her tire and needed a tool. I feel bad. Well, that's why you don't jump the gun.
You're fired.
Congratulations.
Ghost Rat, though, you're a legend. I just want to say once more, thank you to all the members out there. We're at 603,000. I don't know the total there. So tomorrow on the show at 2 p.m., I'm going to be trying foods from around the world. It's just a chill stream. We're going to have fun tomorrow, 2 till probably 5 or something like that. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are my day off. And we'll be back next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that is 5 p.m. until whenever. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then I do Sunday. Yeah, I'm doing the Vegemite tomorrow. Blade, what's up? J-Ram, thank you. I appreciate it, man. So we actually bought these mics. Here you go. For the filmmaking.
Thank you.
They actually work pretty good, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And we're back to the mic.
Cops have the
Cool.
same rule as people in IT have. Rule 1. Users always lie. Rule 2. If the user is not lying, refer back to rule number 1.
Once 2 cents is the an admin on the Discord, by the way.
Nice.
If you guys want to join the Discord, it's the Nightbot posts that. Thank you again. Huge shout out to One's 2 cents and Sexy Coco. You know, when I was,
You're fired.
I didn't know what I was gonna do, but Sexy Coco took it upon himself, and One's 2 cents took it upon himself to essentially take over the JKB Discord. So huge shout out to them, and they've done everything. You know, without the help of those two, we wouldn't be here the way we are right now. So, Sexy Coco, it means a lot, and I appreciate you both. I'm getting emotional saying it because you guys saved my ass, so thank you for that. But also, I just wanted to announce
You're fired.
You
both,
were fired.
They're both fired.
No, you're not firing them.
So what did we miss here?
I think we're good. Oh,
Okay,
wait,
there's
listen.
one coming in there.
I just saw people digging around my neighbor's car and accusing them of stealing. So there's a value in that, Ghost Rat. I'm just going to read the rest of your comment. I just saw some people digging around my neighborhood into the car, accused them of stealing. They were just fixing her tire and needed the tool. So I feel bad. Don't feel bad. Whenever you see a crime being committed, though, but remember the safest thing to do, and I'm not trying to sound like a community police officer, but and like I'm doing the news.
Safe
but
than
the
sorry?
safest thing to do is just to call law enforcement. I unfortunately saw the end of someone's life when they tried to intervene into breaking into a car. So what you got to remember, at the end of the day, we pay insurance. So it's a property crime. So be careful of going out and confronting people, because you just never know. You got to weigh it on the scales. What do I bring to the equation? What do they bring to the equation? We joke around at work all the time, and I say I'm incredible for in a physical confrontation for 15 seconds. After that, help, we get on the radio. But just remember what you bring to the table and what potentially they bring to the table, including weapons. So be careful with
Banner donating says you and Big Cheese the same, but it's 500 and then 200. Actually, that's not the case. I don't know exactly what the Big Cheese situation was back in the day, but
I have no idea what you're talking about.
if I didn't get paid, then we'd be in that situation. But I did get paid at the end of the day. So let me be clear once more. Also, it wasn't $500 that Rich owed me. He owed me more than that, and he paid everything. So, again, let me just say it for the third time in a row here. Rich has paid everything that he owed me. Plus, he gave me a PC that I was supposed to use on his show, and he didn't ask for that back. So, yeah, people are still talking about Big Cheese, and I'm sure they'll be talking about JKB the same way. But I'm just making it clear here.
Jay, here's a question I
There's
want
no
to ask
money.
you.
Yeah.
So here's somebody asked, Christopher asked, what's Justin's favorite movie? I'm going to answer that, but I want to ask you that. And if you had to pick one movie right now that you had to have with you stranded on an island, what would that movie be?
A movie you watch over and over and over and over.
One
and over.
movie. You have to pick it right now without putting too much thought into it. What's the first thing that comes to your brain?
It's either I don't know. I can only pick 3.
Pick one right now.
Probably.
Not probably. Pick one.
Dude, that's a tough one.
There's some good stuff coming up there.
Yeah, I know that, but
The Thing, what an amazing movie.
I might say The Shining.
Really? You know what mine
Dude,
is?
that's multi-layered, but it's also multi-layered in an imaginary way, because I don't truly feel like Kubrick planned it to be multi-layered.
Right.
I know a lot of it is multi-layered by his doing,
Okay.
but
lot of good movies coming up here for sure. If I had to pick one,
holy shit. Sorry, wait. Zalen gifted 10 members again.
nice, Alan, thank you.
You blew it.
If
Congratulations.
I had to pick one movie forever, it would be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And you know why? Because
Those aren't pillows.
Yeah, but that's just two people, again, polar opposite to each other, come
It's
together.
like me and you.
Yeah, like honestly,
I look like a
it's-
drug dealer.
Yeah.
You're a police officer. And do you ever feel like when you're with me and we're out and about that you're a police officer and you
No.
look like you're hanging out with a drug dealer?
No, I don't think like that.
So you don't think your friends are looking at him like, what the hell is he doing with
To
the
put
drug
it
dealer?
politely, I don't care. Right? You're my friend. I don't care what color you are, what creed you are, what religion you are, nothing. I don't care about any of that. Just be a good person, because
I'm
the
gonna
world
cry
has
again.
enough
Listen.
a-holes. Can I say it like that?
Is there a chance that you could get in one side right now and I get in the other?
No.
Just for
Not at all. Nope.
Listen, if somebody donates $20, would you put cuffs on? Can we be cuffed together for 5 minutes?
Yeah, and then the key doesn't work. And then can you imagine the cops responding here, and how would we explain that freaking narrative?
Oh, we'd say we're lovers.
We're live streamers. Sure you are.
So there's no shot of you getting into handcuffs with me.
There's a cute one.
Hang on,
Talk
okay.
about the immigration issue,
Hey.
the amount of Canadian geese. Buddy.
Hang on. Mystery donated, and he says, why?
That's a good one. Why are self-protection, I presume,
Yeah,
laws
why isn't it? Yeah.
not allowed in Canada? So,
So what does that mean? If that means if I get attacked, I can't protect myself?
okay, so a couple words you wanna always keep in mind. So you do have the right to defend yourself. You have to use the minimal amount of force that is necessary.
By the way,
And-
I'm still bleeding from
No,
the
you're not.
earlier
Here,
incident.
Smack that like that. So you have to use force that would be deemed to be. There's my mother calling me.
You want to take the call?
No, I'll finish and then I will. You have to use force that's the least amount required, and it has to be reasonable, So is it reasonable? Is it proportionate? So think about that for a sec. You have to think about how much physical resistance would be required, and it has to be reasonable. And what reasonable means is that you told, if 10 strangers were watching that event, would they deem it to be, that giant?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. There's going to be another one here after all this, but Raw Dakota, thank you. I appreciate your support. Says, come and see.
Yeah.
It doesn't glorify. It shows. Oh, come and see. That's the movie.
Okay.
Have you heard of that movie?
I haven't. I'd like to watch that though.
It shows a horrific side of it. Thanks, man. Come and see. I've never seen that movie.
No.
So I haven't literally came and seen it.
Congratulations.
Do you want to call your mom and I'll switch mics?
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll just check in with her.
Okay, that mic's off. You can honestly, it's muted.
Okay, I'll make sure she's okay.
Yeah, you can run down.
We all love our mothers.
Holy shit! Wait, one question. One more question, quickly.
Okay.
You know the Winnie the Pooh suit?
I do.
They're asking right now.
Oh.
Wait. How much would it cost?
Do you know what?
Listen. How much would it cost for somebody to donate for you to wear that Winnie the Pooh suit for half an hour? Honestly.
Buddy, you're my friend. Can they hear me right now? Because my mic's on.
Hang on.
Okay, go ahead.
You're my buddy, and I've told you I love you, and I do. You're my buddy.
Would you do it for 150? Somebody says.
I have to really, because I know what happens. Then people screenshot it all over the place,
Yeah,
right? I get it. You got to let me think about that one. Okay, turn my mic off so I can call my mom, and I'll think about it.
Oh,
now you're going to keep
man.
me awake all night thinking about this shit.
There we go. There you go, guys. He's thinking about doing it for 150. We could see Doom guy in the Winnie the Pooh suit. But it's not official yet. I wonder if would you do it for 200? He's phoning his mom. Let's check in on my cat. As usual, she's really helping out on the stream. Hi, baby. Yeah, I love you. Also, shout out to my girlfriend. Scott says 500. No, I wouldn't make somebody pay 500 for him to wear that. Listen. Okay, what do we see here? So we'll get to the questions in a second, the super chat, because Justin needs to see some of them. Honestly, we're going to convince him. Yeah, $500 is $2 US. $75 for the Pooh suit. Thomas says it has to be more than 100, less than 200. Dude, if somebody donated 150 for him to put the Pooh suit on right now, I would force him to put it on. By the way, he left these behind. I'm kind of... By the way, he actually cut me. I'm suing. Look at that mark. I am suing the police.
You're fired.
Okay, let's get the Pooh suit ready. It is ready. Sorry, it is behind me right there. We're going to get him in the Pooh suit. Yeah, in the chat, that is exactly. Yeti Games, thanks for the sub. Doll says, how much for Justin to wear the Pooh suit? We'll see. If he gets back and he's into it, we'll definitely put that suit on him. And I'll give him the money. I'll just give him the money directly if somebody does that. Could you imagine? Once 2 cents. Oh, God. So if somebody donates 50, another 50. Oh, I see what you're saying. If a bunch of people donate 50, 50, 50.
You're fired.
He's back.
Okay, let's have a serious discussion here.
Who?
Us.
First of all,
how much for you to put that Pooh suit on? Let's be dead serious for a second.
I don't want anybody's money.
Well, I know that, but they're called challenges. So are you willing to put the Pooh suit on for half an hour for, say, $150?
How can I say this politely? I have concerns whether it will fit me, number one.
Fit you?
Yeah.
I don't care if you rip it. We'll order another one. I'll give you the money, too.
I don't want your money.
I know, but you'll get the 150, and you wear that Pooh suit right now.
Yeah, and then my image goes around the world of me in Winnie the Pooh.
He's thinking about it.
Anything wrong. I'm thinking about it.
I mean, it would pay for your dinner for like 3 months.
Yeah, I don't need your money.
My
But
good
let me
friend
think
was an
about it for
airborne
sure.
ranger. When we were drinking, we'd always try to sneak
good
up
friend
on
was an
him, but no
airborne
one ever
ranger.
could.
Hang on,
We'd
though.
always end up pinned on the ground.
We got to go
Dan
through
was
the
a
other ones.
ninja.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get to that in a second, Darth. So,
Oh,
Mr.
dude.
Awesome,
Yeah.
let's talk about here.
The real immigration problem here in the U.S., the amount of Canadian geese we have. Hey, how do we deport them? Take your effing birds back. I agree. They literally
You blew it.
cover areas in excrement. If you can, I can't swear on this, right? Because you're worried about.
Well,
That's-
I already said
You know
the
what I'm
F word.
talking about, and so does he. That's why he put it there, because they just literally.
Why did Sexy Coco's chat get taken away? That's funny.
So then the next one up is Tommy Boy is better than plane. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
brother.
is it?
To each their own, right? For me, I love the simplicity of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and I love the polar opposites, how they come together, and you have that obvious friction that you would expect, and then by the end, he comes to his house. I think it's awesome. It's great.
I love that line. Those aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows. Neil, do you want to take my socks out
Can
of the
we just
sink?
talk about can we talk about John Candy for a second?
Love.
I'll tell you a story that is 100% real.
Okay.
Barrie, Ontario. You know where it is. Georgian Mall. Do you remember the BMO, Bank of Montreal, in the parking lot? We're talking 1989.
Yeah, probably.
Remember? It was a BMO in the parking lot
think so.
outside of the mall. I'm 5 years old, 1986. And you know John Candy lived here, out here.
Yeah.
So 1986, I'm 5 years old in the bank. And my mom is standing next to me, and I'm standing next to her. She's holding me. And we hear commotion behind us. And so I look, and right where you are, I look up. And my mom goes, "Are you John Candy?" I will never forget it. And I go, "What?" And I remember him going, "Hey, buddy."
Really?
Touch my head. "Hey, buddy."
So that's another cool thing with policing. We did a lot of movie shoots.
Oh, yeah.
And met a lot of, back in the day, true story, we'll lay it out there. There's two that I remember.
Wait, are you
more.
going to tell the one with the 5-0 in his name?
Mute. Hit the mute.
Mute it. I got to mute it.
No. But I
Sorry,
actually...
wait.
You blew it.
You're fired. We're not telling that
No.
story.
No. But I actually had lunch with Steven Seagal in his trailer, just him and I had lunch together. I was back in the day, I was a big Seagal fan. Went out for
Steven
justice.
Seagal?
True story. Filming a movie in a city that I used to work in as a police officer. And I had lunch. He actually, and he never told me, he was a Jefferson Parish in Louisiana. He's a deputy sheriff down there, honorary deputy sheriff. So, and he never said anything to me. I saw it years later. He had a reality TV show or something. And
I heard he's an asshole.
it's somebody calls you an asshole, right? So it's just that's open for people's interpretation. But whatever, it was an awestruck moment for me. And then the other one, I was down in the U.S., down in New York City, and myself and another police officer. It was for a taser program. No, another course down in a place called Fishkill, New York. And we actually went down to Manhattan before the course, and I'm standing in the subway. You're not going to believe this. Standing in the subway, and of course, like every cop, I'm doing threat scans. Why we do that, I don't know. But so I do a scan, and lo and behold, standing right beside me was the bad guy, and his name, forgive me, is...
Okay, I'll know it. Well, who is it?
The bad guy from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh,
Remember the mob guy?
Yeah, Joe.
Where they feed him the
Joe,
pills?
Yeah, Joe.
The nicest guy in the world. So I, being a bit of a smartass, I go, "Excuse me, sir, does this train go to ground zero?" And he tries to look at the map, and this is exactly what he said to me. "I don't know, I think so." And then I said, "Okay, thank you." And I waited, pause, 2, 3, and then I go, "Just one more question?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "How much fun was it filming Dumb and Dumber?" And he goes, "I knew you guys were looking at me." He goes, and he asked what we were doing there, and he's good friends with Doug Gilmore, the old Toronto Maple Leaf. Great guy.
I once watched Ty Domi throw a pitcher of beer at a bunch of people in a bar.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all. Serious question for two Canadian men. Canadian bacon or regular bacon?
Oh, let's get real here. Thick Canadian bacon.
Now, It depends what you're eating with it. If you have eggs Benny, you gotta have back bacon with eggs Benny.
Speaking of eating bacon, did you ever arrest a cannibal?
That's a deep one. Yeah, I'm gonna not.
So you
that.
did.
I'm not gonna answer it.
So you did. Sorry, guys, I'm checking some. So you literally arrested a cannibal.
I never said that.
Okay, let's see here. Darth McButtface. You want to read that one?
Yeah, my friend was an airborne ranger. When we were all drinking, we'd always try to sneak up on him, and no one ever could. We'd always end up pinned on the ground. The man was a ninja. So any soldier like that, probably not a great idea to try to sneak up on them. But yeah, I spent time in down at the ranger school. I did not get my ranger tab, but I went down there for 3 weeks of training at what was called the Derby Queen. It used to be Fort Benning. I don't know whether they've since renamed it. Maybe my American friends can tell me whether it's been renamed or not, but it was Fort Benning. And during the parachute descents, we actually landed in Alabama and then did river crossings on the Chattahoochee. Great.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know you don't. He does. His buddy was an airborne ranger, so he's a paratrooper, and he was a U.S. Army Ranger, which is their special ops guys. Hard troops.
Okay. Moonshade donated. Thank you so much. He said, "Here you go. That's for you."
Yeah, that's the bacon.
Oh, we did the
Answer-
bacon one.
yeah,
You
but
read
if
it
you
ahead
have
of
eggs
time.
Benny, if you got eggs Benny, you have to have back bacon with that for sure. Oh, dude, come on.
For me, yeah, I like a lot of different bacon, to be honest.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is put it on a sheet of parchment paper, put a little maple syrup, put a little
maple syrup.
no, brown sugar.
Yeah.
And then you 20 minutes and you flip it. Holy shit.
Yeah. Tastes so good you want to slap somebody after you eat it.
Oh, yeah, be in jail by midnight.
Yeah. That was my favorite line when you and I first started hanging out. I was going to have you in jail by midnight.
Ever confronted or arrested a celebrity, Justin?
Funny story. So, just like everybody else, you have your little your drinking establishments that you go to. After work, we had one that we would go to, and so
what's up?
The managers all knew us, and we went in there after doing an operation one night, and it was right when, I'm going to date myself, right when cigarettes you can no longer smoke in a bar. Well,
I remember that.
There was a famous actor that had his entourage in the same bar. They were filming a movie in the city, and they fired up some darts. So now the manager knows we are the police, and he sees them, but he's afraid to go over and deal with this guy because of who he is. So then we politely reminded the manager. Now we were joking with the manager. We're like, that's a $2,500 fine. This is a major offense here. And we had the manager for a split second believing that we legitimately were going to carry out with enforcement of this.
Anthony, what's up, dude?
So then the manager goes over, and you can see him at this celebrity's table, and I'll tell you who it is in a minute. And he starts kind of taking, ashtrays they were using, and he's like taking the stuff away, and then the manager's panicking, and the celebrity kind of gave the manager what are you doing? And the manager's like, and he's pointing like this, and he goes like this, and the celebrity's like, and you see it, and about 8 pitchers of beer came over to our table. And then we're like, we were just kidding. And you know who it was? Christian Slater and his entourage.
When was this?
They bought us a bunch of beers. They didn't have to do that, but it was funny.
Christian Slater, when? Where? Down.
In a city that I used to work in. We won't say where it is. Okay. They used to film a lot of movies there. And I don't remember what movie it was that he was filming, but true story. So we went over, took the pitchers of beer, and we actually sat and had beers with them. And said, like, we were just kidding. Like, honestly, we were kidding. And the manager, of course, he's got sweat all over his forehead. But
listen, I'm calling the police because you broke the law.
Okay.
You're fired.
Listen, okay. How much to be cuffed together, or how much to wear the poo suit? I'm not going to let it go.
I thought that went away.
Nope.
Okay, I'm still thinking about it. Okay, what's this now?
That's going to pop up in a second.
Okay, cool. So that's how it works. Goes here first and then jumps over.
Well, that is the live chat.
Okay.
And now it comes through here.
Resident of Louisiana, Steven Seagal isn't an honorary, in Jefferson Parish anymore. That's right. So, sex assault allegation against an assistant was filmed in Maricopa County, Arizona for that reason. Okay, I wasn't aware of that, that he had any allegations.
So your friend Steven is not good.
Be careful. because I want you, and this is a good learning thing. That's why if you want police talk, read what that says. I want you to read that, so the second line down, starting with there.
There was an alleged.
Or alleged, yes.
Alleged.
Okay, what does that mean?
That it might have happened.
That's right. So it didn't mean that it did happen.
You see that, guys?
So don't pass judgment too quick, because you don't know.
So do not go into Keemstar sex shed. You do not know what will happen.
No, I don't want to go there. I'll send you twice.
Allegedly, things could happen in there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any of the American cop shows?
Oh, God, yeah.
They're asking if you...
Oh, God, yeah.
Do you like watching Cops? And is it also, let's be honest here, do you feel like the Cops TV show is playing it up a bit?
I don't. And here's an interesting thing, and the viewers can do this. Go on and watch the old style Cops. If you go on from the early 90s on YouTube and you watch the way they policed back then versus the way they police now, and look at the polar opposite style of police work back in the day. So we have made leaps and bounds with regards to positive interaction with the public and positive communications.
Thank you, Enraged Gecko. I just want to say tomorrow I'll be live at 2 p.m. and I'm going to be trying food from around the world. I bought like probably 20, maybe 30 different items. I know it's a silly idea, but Sundays are chill. So 2 p.m. EST tomorrow. If you're watching the VOD or you're in the chat, I'll be back tomorrow at 2.
You asked me a question, do I like to watch Cops? I do, but more so now. I like to watch investigative programs like about, say it's cold cases, or there's another good one on...
Do you watch the cold case files, and
Love them.
Are you thinking from a detective standpoint when you watch that? And have you ever watched one of the shows and you figured it out before they announced it?
You usually have a pretty good idea. I'll answer. There's a lot of great points in that question, but I love watching those shows, and one of the main reasons that I like watching them is because it's solved in 60 minutes minus commercial time. Whereas in real life, some of these investigations go on forever and ever, and you're writing warrants to cell phone towers and collaboration with attorneys coming in saying, well, we think you should do a warrant on this and a warrant on that, and it goes on and on and on, where you see them when it's nicely edited, you could sit down for an hour, have a bowl of popcorn.
Well, does the first 48 bother you? Because you're like, oh, man.
No,
my mom...
Those guys do brilliant work.
Jay says, Jay, why are you being so disrespectful? How am I being disrespectful? What did I even ask there?
You lock them up? You want me to lock you up?
Yeah, what happened there? My mom just texted me, sorry, and she said, congratulations on 61,000 subscribers.
Cool.
Should we call my mom right now and see if we can get her arrested for the drug use?
No, let's not, because I like your mom. I met her once, lovely lady, and no.
Okay, Mom, you're off the hook.
Yeah, off the hook. First 48 is sad to watch. Yeah, but what it does is it gives people you can view, and you make your own observations and draw your own conclusions from a lot of that stuff. So I like watching it. I like seeing justice for people, but yeah, it is a violent world out there, and to tell you that it isn't, it would be a lie.
So Darth McButtface says,
can I read his stuff, or is there a concern for...
No, you can read that.
Okay. Justin, what's the funniest situation where a suspect tried to lie to avoid arrest?
But you got to read it to them. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Justin, what's the funniest situation where a suspect tried to lie to avoid arrest when it was obvious they were full of beans? So that's a broad question, but here's what I'll say to you. Some of the favorite people ever are the people that come in when you called them in when I was in the detective office, and you called them in. My favorite people were the people that thought that they could sit in a chair and outsmart a team of investigators.
Yeah, you're talking about when you get them into the interrogation room and they think somehow they're going to outsmart 4 police officers. Yep. And let me ask this, and just be honest, or you don't even have to answer it. Was there anyone that ever did outsmart the police?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
But not,
I'm absolutely sure there is.
Like I'm talking about, like, got out of something and then you guys let them go and then found out later, oh, wait.
Oh, for sure. You can have people come back in if you need to. So it's a good question. But here's the thing that people need to know is that it ties back into a question from earlier about why don't we read people the rights. Absolutely. The minute your jeopardy changes, So if I was interviewing Jay, and all of a sudden Jay started to say something that made me think, okay, this person may be involved, now his jeopardy is starting to change. Hey, he has to be informed of his rights at that point.
Huge shout out to Jeremy. Thanks for that comment. You just put it up there. I appreciate you listening to this while you're playing games. I think a lot of people watch and listen,
Right.
but they're playing games. A lot of people are probably playing Final Fantasy VII or something else. I appreciate it. Here's Pete's.
Yeah, I was just
Thank you,
watching that.
Pete. You want to read this one?
Yeah,
here?
Pete, brother, in Canada, do officers have qualified immunity or a variance? And do you all use 10 codes and signals for calls? He's been on for 15 years, clueless about life up in Canada. We do use codes. They're kind of old school and like it's
J-Ram, I'd be sorry.
It's okay, buddy.
I got excited. J-Ram's playing a Legend of Zelda game.
Nice.
By the way, have you ever gamed? Let's answer that after. But
yeah, so
sorry.
back to our American brothers question. It's we use the codes, but they're kind of bastardized a little bit. Mark me. Instead of saying you need to run somebody, you'll just give them one half of the code. But as you know, when push comes to shove on the street, by the tone of an officer's voice, and sometimes it'll just go back to that plain English that we need to get the message across, rather than trying to use a 10 code. I think 10 codes are just dated. I mean, let's face it. Now a lot of the worlds have gone to encryption on their radios. And then you can talk how you want with encryption on.
Enrage Gecko, thanks for the support, dude. Here you go. That one's for you.
Knowing is legally distinct than proves. Absolutely. Here's the thing, and it doesn't matter where you come from in the police world, is that evidence will always lead the investigation. So investigative theories are healthy. They're never to be. They're not bread and butter. An investigative theory is healthy, but then it is always led by evidence. Evidence will always lead the investigation. And there are times when you hit the fork in the road and you can't believe it, but it will go back. And it is being able to prove something, 100%.
Hamo says, how long have you been a cop, Justin? By the way, shout out to Hamo. He's an amazing artist.
Started in 98, so in year 26. Yep.
26 years.
Yep, a long time.
Okay, again, do you want to be cuffed to me or wear the poo suit?
I'm still thinking about it.
Honestly, how much to wear the poo suit? Let's just get this out of the way. Listen, how much to wear the poo suit?
Sometimes you got to talk about uncomfortable things, and it's...
What are you going on about?
Okay,
you want to go to DL5? So DL5, right there.
As being a cop ruined...
You got to read it to them.
Sorry.
Yeah.
As being a cop, ruined cops or the U.S. has a new program called Live PD. So... which cops, but real time. I remember watching that. Very easy Monday to Friday quarterback, but there are some serious missteps you can see on there, like using a pistol torch. Yes, 100%. Hard to watch. So when you said pistol torch, can I ask you, DL5, where you're from? You seem like you're from the UK to me, just by the way you're talking.
Oh, you just doxed him.
The UK is a big place.
I'm just saying. Listen.
So,
You blew it.
that's a real good.
He's from Argentina.
Okay, that's a very good point. So, and we talk about that in training all the time. If that gun comes out, there's legislation for why that gun comes out, and using your flashlight on your pistol is not a reason to have that gun out. So, I did watch the live PD, and it's funny. It's so funny how now that's all gone, and I'd love to see, and one of the reasons when Jay talked about, doing this stuff, having a transparent question and answer type thing on the stream. First of all, great idea. But number two, hopefully it starts to turn around this negative view of law enforcement, that we seem to be going on, because A&E ditched all of those programs in the U.S. It was gone, whereas it really did give transparency to the occupation. I admit it, there's so many police services, and training right now is one of the biggest obstacles that we have to think about, is that everybody is trained at the same standard. And some of these poor little police departments that have 6 people, you can imagine that them trying to keep up with a training budget and stuff is really, really hard.
King of Exploring says, Justin, do you ever get called and arrest any individuals exploring abandoned locations?
I mean, we've been called for sure about people getting into places and stuff, but very, 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 very rarely does it ever involve arresting them. Or usually you get there and it's like, get out of here, beat it, and they'll leave. So
All right, here's one for you.
Thank you for your service. Well, thank you for saying that, and welcome to Canada, where we argue about thank yous back and forth. So
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for
saying
having me.
that to him.
Yeah. I have a cousin who's a state trooper, as a detective, and another one as a police officer. Awesome. Law enforcement careers, again, it's not an easy job. So, and if you're family, you know what I'm talking about. So stay healthy and stay safe down there.
So how much for the poo suit?
Yeah, I think I got to go soon, actually.
Can you hold the poo suit up at least?
No.
Just go look at it.
I've looked at it. I love it. But you hold
If
that
we
up,
could get him
then,
into
then it's a screenshot. Next thing you know, Rich grabs it because he's mad about something. And then Justin, his image goes all over the place.
Why would Rich take a fucking... Wait, what is your logic on that?
By the way, Rich, I gave you a shout-out, brother, because he's got a massive following. He's going to go, look at this guy.
So he's going to say, look at this police officer in a Winnie the Pooh suit. What's that going to do to you?
King of Exploring, channel where
What is he talking
abandoned
about?
places.
He's
But
losing.
Do
not get pulled over by him. He's losing it.
He'll
He
never
could-
get pulled over by me.
He could
anyways.
barely
Ever.
see.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Listen, you hear this and it's him, just go.
No,
Because
it's not true. You'll get arrested for that hair. That's call my brother.
honestly, when you see me on the street, do you go, that's a drug dealer?
No.
Or do you go, that's
no.
what is that?
First of all, you have to be so careful with that, and your audience will know this, but that you cannot profile people. You can't.
So basically what you're saying is I just look like a
Remember what I
nice-
said. Evidence leads investigations. Right? Not theory. Theory is healthy.
Well, I have evidence that you injured me earlier. Look at that evidence. Look at that.
That's a pimple.
I have a stream
You got
full
some
of
of your
people.
hair softener drip down onto your conditioner drip down onto your arm, and now you have a pimple, and you're blaming me.
Listen,
this is
let's
the way it works.
let's at least put
Hit the
these on.
siren button. Yet. You're blaming me for a pimple on your arm.
Let's put these on together. Come on.
What
I'm
if
on
the
one
key doesn't
side.
work? I don't even know where the key is.
Come on.
So this
Come
is
on.
crazy.
Let's do it together.
Yeah, great.
Here you go. Do your side.
There, you got to handcuff me.
Actually, wait. Can I try to do the thing you did to me on you?
Okay, so we'll explain. I'm going to
Here we
explain.
go.
I'm going to explain
Here
to
we
you
go.
first. So just like the army teaches you, right? So you
Yeah.
demonstrate.
By the way,
explain.
Do Mama says it's a friendship bracelet right now.
Yeah.
So let's see.
To do this properly, because you don't want to upset people, and
Like you don't
always
want
do that.
to you don't want to injure them like this.
That's a pimple. So it's a pimple. Clearasil, do they still make that? Send him some to his PO box. He can rub some Clearasil on it, and then it'll clear it up.
Oh yeah, PO box is up here by the way,
Yeah.
guys.
So when you do this, what you have to be concerned about is that sometimes, and I'm being serious, all the humorous side, it will trigger people's fight or flight. So
Because it scares the shit out of them.
No, because if they've been in jail before, and they might be totally compliant, but the minute that steel touches the wrist and they feel that, they know now they're going back. It is enough to pop the circuit breaker.
Yeah,
and
I
then
see.
you could be fighting.
I see. So it is literally a trigger that they just instantly
yeah,
lose it.
absolutely. The circuit breaker goes, and then you could be fighting. So handcuffing someone you have to be efficient at it. Okay. So what I'm saying is as well is you got to make sure that you don't come above the wrist and then hit the wrist because that hurts.
Yeah, it hurts.
Right.
Well,
so
I know it
instead,
hurts.
So instead, you come up and then I just give it a nice push, and it goes on. Right.
Oh,
and
wow.
I have that index finger ready to guide that cuff around.
And you need these, right?
Yeah. I don't like your chances. Yeah, give him some pimple cream there. But that's the one of the big things about cuffs that you got to be careful of. Is
Yeah,
that they
because
can be
if
a
you
trigger to
slap it
somebody.
on
Yeah,
there,
you're gonna upset them.
You upset them like you did to me
that's
earlier.
a pimple.
So,
That's
anyways,
a pimple.
Glamorous says, "Can you guys play LA Noir together?" That's something we will do in the future. That's the game where the characters on screen, and
Right.
you have to see if they're lying or not.
Cool, buddy. I like the one above it. What are your thoughts on Don Cherry? Here's what I'm gonna say to you.
Mister, thank you, dude.
Yeah, that's a great question, and it can be used for so much more than just the Don Cherry incident.
Can I say this though?
Yep.
Growing up, to me, my Opa watched every Leafs game.
Sure. He
And
was a staple.
Don Cherry was like God.
Next level.
He was like God in Ontario, and probably in Canada. Everybody respected him.
Totally.
So what happened?
So, well, it's not to get into a huge thing. He basically made a statement where it was, from what I believe, and it's not representative of the opinion of anybody other than myself.
Well, what did he say?
He said, "You people." So he used
But
he
who-
said
who
you
was he
people.
talking about, then?
Well, and again, I somebody can maybe correct us in the chat, but it was the context of it. He was saying that when he was speaking about what rights and what immigrants when they come to Canada, and when he said you people, but what they did, well, see the optics of it. But remember what we said. You got to know when they went back and they dissected just the way that he spoke over years and years and years. He always said you people when he spoke to a bunch of people.
Even people, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So what happens is society, as we know, has changed drastically.
Yeah, he got canceled.
He is old, right? But it was taken out of context. That's my opinion of it. What we have to be careful of in law enforcement, and I don't mind saying it here, is we have to be very careful with the whole pronouns thing that's going on right now. The LGBTQ2S. And again, forgive me, that's where my acronym knowledge stops. But we need to be careful with that because you have to know how someone wants to be addressed. But my point to that would be don't automatically jump all over a cop if they don't know what your pronouns are. It's just a great way to have a positive interaction with that officer and say, here's
instead
what...
of attacking the person, and just in general.
Absolutely.
Instead of attacking them for not knowing, that's an opportunity to educate them.
Right. So what we did, I was in the training, so I don't mind saying it. I was in training at the time, and what we did is we actually invited representatives from that community to come in every day that we ran our in-service training program, and they spoke to platoons live. And we had a great opportunity to have a chat with them, and they got their point across. And then we said ours is like, we're not offending you. We don't mean to offend anybody. It's like trying to learn a new language.
Yeah, but I'll also just say this to be clear, and this is not your opinion. I'm saying it for myself. There are just people nowadays that just want to be offended.
100%.
Who are like, oh, anything. You could say anything. You say, have a good day. What do you mean? You're telling me to have a good day?
Yep.
How dare you tell me what to do?
Funny.
It's like, what is happening?
Funny story. When I was in the army with a bunch of French people, and you're trying to
bonjour, je m'appelle,
and but you're trying to teach them English. And I do my best to try to speak French when I'm there. I love to learn about different languages, but we were trying to explain goose, and then if there's more than one,
geese.
So we're in the backwoods of Northern Ontario on a training exercise, and there were, guess what? 2
geese.
Moose.
Oh, so somebody said, is it mooses?
No. Guess what he said? Look at the meese.
The meese.
He went goose to geese, moose to meese. And really, then you had to explain back, and it actually goes against the rules, so it was funny.
So how do you say 2 mooses? 2 mooses?
Moose. You would just say, look at the moose.
So no matter how many moose, it's always going to be moose. Yeah. Look at the moose.
Yeah.
One time I was up, listen to this story. You'll like this one. I'm 2002. I'm up in Algonquin Park portaging. Middle of 67 kilometers in with an ex-girlfriend at the time. We're in the water, and a moose. You've seen a moose up close?
Of course, yeah.
They're like
massive.
It's like a dump truck.
Well, you know what their nickname we call them? Swamp donkeys. Yeah.
Holy shit! So we're in the canoe in Algonquin Park. 60 kilometers in, no one in sight.
Crazy.
And I look over, and all I see is 2 antlers, the size of a yacht, coming at us. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yep.
So I said to her, I go, that's a goddamn moose. It's coming right for us. If it hits us, we're going over. So she's like, oh my God. We had to move the canoe, and I took out bread out of our pack. You know how you get those big barrels?
Right.
I took a bun, and I threw it right at the moose's head. It hit him right between the eyes. And he stopped, and he literally...
Do you know there's offenses in the criminal code for...
Well, that's fine. I abused a moose.
Mistreating animals.
So listen, he turned around, and he ate the bun, and we got the hell out of there. I saved us with a bun from our pack.
Are you telling me the truth?
I swear on my mother's grave. She's not even dead.
Why you got that window open?
No, that's Josh laughing in the basement.
No.
So it scared the shit out of me, dude. Also, one time I was in... listen to this story. One time I'm in Lethbridge. You know where that is?
Yeah, Alberta.
So I'm in Lethbridge, and you know on one side of Lethbridge is just the wilderness, and it goes forever.
Right.
I'm standing on that, literally on the precipice of that wilderness, and I go to the store at about 2 in the morning, this 7-Eleven thing, to get us slushies. And I'm walking, looking down at my phone iPod at the time. I look up, a deer with the full array, and he's like from here to that wall.
Right.
What's behind him? His whole family. And I thought,
How do
okay,
you know it was his family?
because they were standing there. It was a female, and there was like 2 kids with them. And I was like, well, I'm dead.
Hey,
and I
look
just,
at this one. Sorry to interrupt you.
Sorry, I
We say
decided-
sorry again. Are you going to the Conjuring house?
dude, I'd love to go to the Conjuring
So
house
would
with
I.
you.
Buddy, that would be awesome.
Here. So anyways, that deer stood and just stared me down. And I just literally went, sorry. And I backed away.
Right.
It was it's like actually one of the scariest moments of
They
my
won't
life.
bother you.
Well,
They're fight or flight. And
so
they're,
here, what's
gone.
this one? Pete, you want to read that one?
Talking about how many pairs do you carry. So speaking particularly to handcuffs, how many pairs of cuffs do you carry? Do you carry hinged or chains? Are you an ASP fan? Which ASP is a company that makes a lot of the what we call use of force equipment, batons and handcuffs. We had the old chains that you see here. The danger of these, as you probably know, Pete, is if your finger or anything gets in the middle. So you got to be careful if you are cuffing someone and the fight's on and they twist their wrist. You can see what happens to the chain.
Also,
Your
when you
finger's
put them
in there,
on,
dude,
you can
that's a
cause
pimple.
you can cause injury.
Clear seal this guy. You make a meme or whatever you call it, and clear seal the man.
I've been injured by the police.
That's
Anyways,
not
mystery. Here you go. That's for you, buddy. You can read that
Tim
one.
Horton donuts are on the table. Which donuts are you guys grabbing first? Okay, truth
Well,
be
now
told.
hang on a second.
Yeah.
Hang on. You are a police officer, so
Right.
you know way more about donuts than me.
I remember we talked about this last time. That's one of the oldest, worn-out police jokes ever.
He did it.
Cops and donuts. He
did
did it.
it.
He did it. That one.
No, okay. Let's
And
be
donuts.
dead serious.
I will.
Okay, hang on. Tim Hortons today.
Yep.
Which donut you pick? But Tim Hortons in 1985. Which donut do you pick?
Buddy, I don't remember 2005, let alone 85.
Yeah, that's great for a detective to say.
Right.
Can barely
So,
remember where
right
he parked
now,
his car.
if I got to get into the box right now, for sure, the double chocolate donut. 100%.
Really?
Oh,
Why?
buddy.
Isn't it too much chocolate?
Love it.
You're a lunatic.
Love it.
I would go right now, honey cruller. I don't know why. I like the texture. I'm a texture eater. I love stuff that's just crunchy and weird and bitey. 1985, though, Boston cream. No, Canadian maple. Remember them?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay, Jostler says, there you go. I mean, you've seen
a moose before. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, what Jostler?
He's
What's
mocking you.
Yeah, what's that from?
Well, no, because we're Canadian. We should have a moose in the backyard. That's basically that's my read on it.
Are there Oh, sorry. Our mics are peaking.
Somebody called me greasy.
Are our mics better now? A little bit. I'm turning them down slightly. How's that? Okay, so this will pop up in a second. What is the craziest animal you've seen up north? So say we're in Toronto right now, up north like 6 hours. What have you seen?
Yeah, probably like
Black
a
bear?
cat. Oh yeah, there's bears. Oh god, yeah. They generally will
Well-
not bother you. So it's
Look at this.
no, that's pimple.
No, look. That's at Dee's house right now.
Nice.
That's the cat.
Oh.
She's watching us.
Is she? Hi, Dee.
There you go. Oh, that's a good question. Thank you, Banner. There you go. Was your police car ever damaged or immobilized during a chase?
Oh yeah. So there's been some
Oh,
rubbing is racing, but let's use this as a learning experience as well. Is that police chases really, honestly, are a thing of the past, and we it's different than the U.S. And I know we have a lot of U.S. watchers right now. We don't pit. We do have legislation that speaks to when intentional contact can occur, but it's different. We do not do pit maneuvers. Think about how many TV shows they create about police chases, and ask yourself right now, how do those chases end? The majority of the time. First of all, there's a reason on TV. Terribly. They end terribly. A giant crash, usually with fatalities or serious injuries. And imagine that's your mom or your kid driving that car and stuff. So the whole police chase thing, there is always other information that you can act upon. We call that follow-up investigation material. And I know we spoke about it last time, but for example, if a chase goes through a different area of geography, and you're able to pull surveillance video, then you can tap into the surveillance video, see a bumper sticker on the car, see some type of thing about the car that you can follow up investigation. That totally takes away from the need for the pursuit to happen in the first place. And yes, I understand exigent circumstances, and I understand there are times when pursuits have to happen. I get it, totally. But again, think about statistically how they normally end and why they.
Well,
end
it's
up on
not worth
TV
it
shows.
anymore.
No, I mean, imagine, and if some of your audience has kids, imagine if it was your kid, and so you got to be very careful with that stuff.
Have you, mystery, thank you. He says, have you ever pulled somebody over who was famous?
I have that story that I told you I wasn't going to tell, but
Oh, okay.
how do I tell that without saying who?
Well,
it
hang on,
was?
let's mute. Let's mute.
Yeah, mute for a minute.
All right,
Is my mic on?
we're on.
Okay, I can see these volumes. Remember, I had a stereo system that had equalizers that bounce like that. It looks like your mic's hot, I would say.
No, our mics are hot, but it actually isn't. How's our mics, by the way?
See, the mic was peaking before somebody said.
Yeah, I turned it down.
So to answer that question, again, thanks to the donation, Mister. I can give you just a one-sentence answer, but can't get into any details about it. But there.
No, you know what? You could tell. Well, don't tell. Nah, I don't know. Maybe you could tell, but not say who it was. I don't know. That's on you.
I'll say it like this. I know how I'll say it. There was a famous rapper that was in the city at one time, and we had an occasion to conduct a traffic stop on that individual. And I'll just say it like that. Yeah.
Don't read it.
No, I'm not reading that. No.
No, it wasn't Drake.
No. I'm old. It's long before that. So.
Oh, Bubster wants to know, how much poutine do you eat every year?
Hey, at least one time a year I will cave in and do that. So it's if you haven't had it before, if you're from the States, I don't know where you're from, but that's we have all types of specialty poutines up here that you can put stuff on.
I got a good Tony Danza
There's a couple
story.
really good answers in there.
Yeah, I got a
Couple really
Tony
good
Danza story for you. Tony Danza it was probably 2002.
Right.
We're downtown Toronto. Tony Danza pulls up in a Lamborghini. And my buddy just goes to him. Oh, hang on. Hang on, let's read that after. Stop reading it. Stop.
Okay.
Tony Danza pulls into a gas station, and so at the time there was a huge song by System of a Down.
Right.
And in the song it said Tony Danza cuts in line. It's like Tony Danza cuts in line. So my buddy, we see Tony Danza.
Right.
And my buddy goes, Tony Danza cuts in line. And Tony Danza looked at us and he's like, fuck you both. And he got in his car and drove away.
Wow. You just swore. I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
Well, we're fired now. Okay, DL. What's up, DL?
Yep.
Thank you.
There's a cost of doing business when you're doing chases. Nowadays, everyone's using stolen cars, fake IDs, everything else. If you look at states without chase policy, everyone runs. Yeah, I totally get it. I'm from the U.S., by the way, but I have an Argentinian vacay house. Good. But it must be nice and warm down there. I agree. I agree with you. The cost of doing business. I totally get that. If the model is to
wait. That last line he said is a joke.
No,
I can't. I'm not going to explain it.
In Argentina.
Would you go to Argentina? Would you visit DL5 in Argentina?
Sure. Love world travel. But to speak to your point, because you did bring up a serious one, I get the cost of doing business, and nobody understands it more than people that are on the other side of it. I totally get it. But you have to exhaust all other avenues. So we have legislation in Canada, and you can Google it and see what it is. There's a 3-part test that you have to take part in. And one of the parts of the 3-part test, if I could say it like that you have to satisfy, does the immediate need to stop or identify the suspect. Everything okay? Did your pimple pop or something?
Sorry,
Does
guys.
it outweigh the risk to public safety? And that's a hard one to satisfy. Cool.
I almost died.
No, you didn't. You have a pimple. Read that one. I'm not even... No.
If you want an extreme chase,
No, go above that one and don't read it out loud. Yeah. You're fired.
I just sneezed on my cat.
Too much conditioner in your hair. That's what that caused that. You're having an allergic reaction.
Hey, okay, let's get an
I just
official.
felt, honestly, like a static come off of your hair right there. Like you can feel the static electricity coming off that.
Serious question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of my cat Zelda?
Love her. Yeah.
When you first started coming over here, you were like, cat, right?
No, I do like animals, but once she snuggled up to me, that was it. Yeah. Very cute.
You're cute. Oh, okay.
Peter Z.
Here. Live review. What do you think of that movie right there?
Love it. Yep.
One of the
Haven't
best
seen
movies
it
ever.
in a long time.
One of the best
We
movies
should
ever
watch
made.
it. I haven't seen it in a long, long time.
Would you want to hang this poster on your wall?
Justin Arm Wrestle J. Let's go. You had to have seen Over the Top. That's another favorite movie.
Do you like men?
Do I like men?
Yeah.
In what context?
In this context.
Dude, again, he's been totally transparent with his journey through fitness and stuff, but that is also, he was jacked up, but that is a lot of training, man. Like, that guy is a legend in the bodybuilding community. So,
good way to sway that away from like
DL5 just popped another question up. Washington State now mandates it has to be violent felon or DUI, and the Washington State Patrol is clamoring lawmakers to go back because they have literally thousands of people running from them. Can't do warrants if you don't ID driver. Yep. I get it, brother. It's frustrating. It's the same thing with crotch rockets, with bikes. So dangerous, right? And it just endangers so many other people. That's the problem with that. But I agree with you. Where does this stop? Where you got to get the happy medium. But we spoke about that, the whole police movement changing and everything. I agree with you. You got to draw the line in the sand somewhere just to maintain some type of order. I totally get it. Absolutely. I feel you. Thanks for the donation, brother.
Thank you, DL. Appreciate you, man.
Yep. Oh, the fake thing. He had a thing on there about people using stolen cars and stuff. Yeah, 100%. And again, we're getting up in Canada right now. The carjackings are just crazy. If you drive a nice car and you go into these major cities now, you run a very real risk of getting carjacked. And that's scary, scary stuff. Mitch Marner, who played with the Toronto Maple Leafs, got his Range Rover, he got carjacked. Scary stuff. So, see what Terrence wrote there? I don't know if you can say those words or will affect your sponsorship or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So that's true, Terrence. You're absolutely right. And statistically, that's the real concern. So you can imagine if there was somebody else involved in that incident, an innocent person, then you run into real problems.
Samuel says, you guys watch Police Story, Jackie Chan movie.
I love Jackie Chan from back in the Cannonball Run days. Phenomenal. That was a movie. They were all smashed when they were doing it. They were all drunk. So hilarious.
AB says, how many people have you arrested total?
I have no idea.
Thousands?
Yeah, lots. Like lots and lots and lots. And a lot of times it's a team effort too, right?
But is misdemeanor type stuff like drug use?
That's American terminology. That
is
you
it?
have, yep.
So what is it
misdemeanor
here?
felon stuff? We have summary conviction and indictable offense, or dual, which means both. So one is less serious, but then that has to goes back to how they're going to be tried in court.
If I was arrested for looking good, what would be the charge?
Life in prison.
You're fired.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Christopher says, are you a boob man or an ass man?
Yeah. How can I'm so...
Just answer the question.
Buddy,
Listen, you're out of order. No, that's court. That's court.
I am vanilla, dude.
Vanilla?
Yep. I'd answer that question like this. I hope everybody has a healthy body. I'm attracted to a lot of different aspects of someone. So it's true. I'm not venturing on the other.
What the hell are you going on about?
Yeah.
Top or bottom?
Bottom.
Congratulations.
You blew it.
Bottom?
Are you the plumber or the insulator?
Oh, okay. Well. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Yeah, the police are on their way?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Tell him to bring us a pizza that you promised us an hour ago.
we're both arrested.
3 hours ago. Yeah, we're both.
Oh yeah, well,
it's too late now. I'll have heartburn. You're going to get Clearasil in the mail. I'm going to get Maalox or something to wash down the heartburn. So, oh my God, the mic. Terrence says, "What's the matter?
what's wrong with the mic?
Scratchy mic?
Oh,
Your hair.
is it me?
It's your hair.
It's my hair.
Your hair is rubbing the microphone.
It's a price you
Get
gotta
the clipper.
pay.
Hey, how much money
Jessica
to
says
shave Jay down, right down, hair gone?
Mike was peaking. I see. Sorry, yeah, the mic peaked. I apologize. We don't know what we're doing on
Only
this
when
side.
Jay shouts at your hair, dude. It's your freaking.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way.
Okay.
How much for you to wear the goddamn Winnie the Pooh suit?
Yeah, it's. I do care deeply about you as a friend. But
What does that
not
have to do with
enough,
it?
Not enough to get my face splashed across the World Wide Web in a. If one of my fellow brother or sister officers saw that,
Oh,
and got
I
a
would
hold of
definitely-
the copy of that picture.
I would definitely sell it
yeah, I know
to
you
everybody.
would. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So there's no chance of you wearing the Pooh
I'm not
suit.
saying never. If I ever return to drinking alcohol, which did I mention? I died twice this morning.
Yeah, I
Literally.
know that. I
twice.
heard about this.
But if I ever go back, then you might want to pour the liquid courage into me. So
Cop ego is hilarious. You got a cop ego, buddy.
no, we don't have ego. We have banter, and we love bantering back and forth. And believe me, you get it. It comes back, and that means you're liked. And I know a lot of certain people would get offended by it, but if you're not getting friggin' teased, there's a reason for it. Are cops usually fans of the character Judge Dredd? Hey, truth be told, I mean, I like a good movie.
Yeah, but you would lose your job if you're a fan of that because they're just the judges. There's no cops anymore.
Yeah, I mean, but good fiction's awesome. Like I love a good movie.
Toy 2 says, how accurate is Super Troopers?
Wow, I don't think it's very accurate at all, but it's true. It was funny. It was funny. So
One's 2 cents. There you go.
So much talk of the Pooh suit. On your first stream you gave me IOU. I am using that IOU now. One of you. Suit up.
give me an IOU. I'm using the
That
IOU.
is true.
Suit up.
You're fired.
Suit up, brother.
I do owe him.
So when you're listening,
I'm going to just say now it's going to, there's a goddamn police officer sitting next to a guy in a Winnie the Pooh suit. So
Yeah.
it's bad. It's going to look bad on you.
so
either.
you're giving them code for take a screenshot, put it on Rich's
That's- I'm
thread.
just
That's what's happening here.
What does Rich have to do with it?
Guys, they're gonna hit
Rich is going to look at it and be like, oh, look
No,
at the,
because
look at the,
it's
he's
volume.
going to be look at the cop
It's
and Winnie the
volume.
Pooh.
It's volume. That's what's going to happen. So,
For God's sakes.
do you like Mexico? Absolutely. Cozumel, favorite
Listen,
diving
Rich
destination.
better jerk off to this.
Yeah,
Oh,
easy. Let's pump the brakes there, big rig.
man. Big
Pump
rig.
the brakes, big rig.
What did I get myself into? By the way, would you like some?
I don't like you behind me. That's what I don't
Would
like.
you like some sack or sexy cocoa beverage?
No. Thank you
That's-
for thinking of me. And I
okay.
don't like you standing there. So,
I'll go over here.
yeah. I can watch you in the screen. Big rig. That's what we say to people all the time. Pump the brakes, big rig. Gear down, big rig. So we come up with funny sayings too with stuff at work. That's how we get through it a lot, was with humor and stuff. So
Oh, I just threw my microwave.
spring, no brake. That's cool. Do cops have Hellcats? I don't know what they're driving out there now. It's been a long time for me since I've been in patrol. I want to say they're Chargers. Jay,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm getting a bit traumatized here.
Why? What happened?
If you don't know, you don't need to. It's okay.
Oh God. I want you in the goddamn suit.
There's a good one. And again, I don't know what pops over here. Spoke to what combat training do cops go through, and have you had to use it? That's a good chance to go back to a very important message. Yes, so we go through physical skills training and then the use of what we call intermediate weapons, and they're the typical stuff you'd see on television. Anything from aerosol, so pepper spray, tear gas for specialty units, straight up through to tasers and all these other wonderful things that we have available to us. But absolutely, it's on
Can
the.
you check the zipper? Is it open?
No, I won't.
Is it open?
If you pop a tail out, it's over.
Is that zipper
I'm
open?
just no. So Very valid point. We tell
Is it
people
open?
when
It's
you
not?
no when you come on this job, it's not a matter of if you're going to be in a physical altercation. It is when you get in a physical altercation. And any of the other COs that are online from the States and stuff, you know what I'm talking about.
You ever
When it
shot
happens-
a drug lord in the face?
When it happens very, very quickly. But right now, the overall flavor of interaction there for use of force is de-escalation, and it's always been that. We just called it at one time tactical communication, but it's changed. We always try to de-escalate someone.
So, have you ever shot a homeless guy?
No.
I'm just checking.
I've taken lots of them in to get a hot meal and stuff. But
How many cavity searches?
We don't do cavity search, so if we think someone has a foreign body inside of them, we take them to the hospital.
Now my life is complete.
But I've seen lots of
Don't worry, Jay,
lots of
I will
inappropriate
fire
stuff.
myself.
Congratulations. You're fired.
So, now look at what you have to look at here. You've got a man in a Winnie the Pooh
I
suit
don't judge.
next to a police officer.
I'm not a cop. I'm your buddy, Justin.
I think we're both be in jail by the end of the night.
I think you're definitely going to go for sure.
Are we
And
going
for
to go eat
not
pizza
feeding
after
me.
this? Or are you going to have heartburn if we do that?
I would, yeah. I'd probably wake up with have the boomer. That's weird. There's another funny one. The boomer or the tightener in the middle of the night. The squeezer.
Have you ever arrested a man in
I'm
Winnie
about
the Pooh?
to there, Troy. Watch this. I don't want to get a pimple on his other arm. So.
How often are you asked to go to a court case you are
Oh.
not a part of?
Lots. And I'll tell you why. Here's what, and if there's any defense lawyers watching, this is what they do. They call everybody to court. Oh, we need everybody. It was a big thing when I was on the SWAT team.
Christopher.
It was, we want the entry team. Meanwhile, all the entry team did was make the residents safe for investigators.
Yeah.
So we went in, we did the hit, but then they go, no, we want the whole entry team to come to court. And you know why they do that? So then if one guy's on holidays or one guy's away training, then
they'll
they
get
delay
at
it.
least one of them.
Well, then they delay it. They go, well, we can't mount a proper defense here without having everybody in attendance. So then it gets put over again. Well, guess what happens when it gets put over?
Yeah.
More money
Keeps going, yeah.
It just keeps going and going and going. So a
Would
lot
you-
of times they'll vet them, though.
Would you wear a piglet suit next to me?
Are you smoking your socks? Think about that. Think about the optics of that.
The optics. What is
Yeah.
this, Call of Duty? I'm just
I'm not
asking.
referring
I'm
to
asking
optics
one
on
man
a
to
rifle
another
system.
man. Would you wear a piglet suit with me on the stream?
No.
Well,
Next question.
I've tried to make it entertaining, but he will. The show's canceled, guys.
Congratulations. Fired.
Yep.
Okay.
Crazy. It's almost pizza time.
Are we gonna go get pizza after for
But
real?
we got to get something. Yeah.
So yeah, let's go. How here? Hang on.
What time is it?
It's 8.
We're close, buddy. Yeah.
What?
We're close to eating, aren't we?
Yeah. No, the place is open till 11, but we'll stream for another half an hour. Are you okay with
Yeah,
that?
I'm cool with that. Yep.
All right, so let's do this for the last half an hour. First and foremost, thanks for the support tonight, guys. Appreciate you. So,
Are you smoking your socks? You should go to a soundboard.
can somebody clip that?
What does that mean?
Basically, they can clip it.
No.
Yeah, so they could take an audio, send it to me, and I could put it on this thing.
Dude.
You're fired.
So next week, when you go back to the commissioner in Gotham, he's going to say this to you.
Are you
You're
smoking?
fired.
No, he's going to say you're fired.
Oh, fire me. Yeah.
Eeyore. You know what? You'd make a good Eeyore.
Yeah, that's a hard no, but thank you.
Maybe I'll get your brother to do it
Yeah.
then.
Good luck with that one.
Hulk Hogan's Giant Taint says,
What do you call a female police officer playing guitar? A she riff. I like it. Good, clean humor.
can we discuss birds for a second?
Yeah, I love
What's
it.
your favorite bird of flight?
Well, probably a blue jay. So
Why?
Oh, Christopher.
reminds me of my grandpa.
Holy shit, everything reminds me of family.
Yep, buddy, that's the way I'm wired. So my grandpa had emphysema, and he from building big lake lining boats. So when you see great big boats, my grandpa, we grew up in a town where they built boats, and he was a welder. Back in the day, they didn't have any protection, so he actually died at 68, drowned in his own fluids of emphysema. Brutal. But because he had emphysema, he felt better sitting outside, and he sat outside so much that he made friends with a blue jay, and he could actually hand feed the blue jay peanuts. And if my grandma come out, the bird would take off. It would only come down when he was there. So forever after that, I see a blue jay, and you make that connection. You go, yeah, I wonder if that's my grandpa watching me. And I'll talk to the damn thing. Hey, grandpa.
Did you see this?
That's the way it works. Yeah, cool.
So you guys can't see this right now, but basically when I took that, let's see if it readjusts. It won't. When I took that vacation, guys, my girlfriend's like, sit on this bench in the park. Put seeds in your hand. I put my hand out. Chickadees are landing in my hand. It was crazy.
Who's that? Yeesh.
I don't know.
I don't know who it is either.
Well, wait a minute.
Good question. Somebody asked about hollow point ammunition. So, absolutely. Does anybody know? Let's ask. You figure that out for a sec, but let's ask.
Show me the thing again.
Does anybody know the difference in what hollow point ammo is? Oh, it's. Yeah. Anybody know the difference?
Sorry, what are we asking right now?
There was a question about hollow point ammo. Anybody know the difference in the benefits?
Well, the one, okay, so one just kills somebody, the other one just blows their head away.
No. So we'll talk about it. There's people commenting on it in the stream there. So there, Alex, you hit the nail right on the head, buddy. It doesn't overpenetrate, and it doesn't overpenetrate because it expands and stops.
Oh,
right. So if you use Full Metal Jacket, which we use for training, because we buy them by the millions. So when you, instead of paying for hollow point, because they're more expensive, we'll use Full Metal Jacket for training. But the minute they go operational, it is hollow point because hollow points do not overpenetrate.
Check my email. Here we go, look.
Are you smoking your socks?
That's crazy. That is.
Are you smoking your socks?
That is crazy. That is
so
funny.
Smoking your socks?
That
Dude,
is so funny.
That's how quick it is.
Yeah.
I can put that right on the soundboard right now. Let's do it here.
Wastelander, correct. I wouldn't know. I don't know if I'd use shatter, but they definitely will expand. Changes the amount of penetration that you get. There's a good question, Troll, that you answered, that you asked and you donated. Are civilian pedo stings legal in Canada? I can't personally speak to it, but what I do know is that there are specialty detectives and cybercrimes officers that investigate things like that. I don't know the answer to that. I wouldn't want to mislead or make a false statement about that, but there's definitely investigators that are assigned to stuff like that. That's awesome.
Here we go.
Are you smoking your socks?
That is so.
It's actually, listen, when I hit the button, here's what it sounds like.
Are you smoking your socks?
So I could get this going, watch. Police show up, get the music, and then we got...
Are you smoking your socks?
Buddy, that's crazy. That is so crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
We got a good clip out of that tonight.
Yeah, that is funny stuff for sure.
Oh, Christopher.
Good. The soundboard for life. Yeah.
Who sent me that? Check my email. Who sent me this? George.
Thank you, Glamorous Frog. Thank you.
I just doxed him. Thank you. Appreciate you. Here we go. Got this one. Oh, that's nice. Somebody
yeah, do you collect patches? Absolutely. Yeah, that'd
so
be great.
Pete's going to send a patch
Thanks,
to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And I don't know if you guys have private messaging or anything like that. If there's any way to get a hold of Pete, I'll return the favor. Yeah, 100%.
Troll says this. We did that one and that one.
Yeah.
We got some more coming in. We'll wait for those to come out. So when Jay comes to visit his niece, we're going to go to the gun range. Huh. That's
sure.
That's great to know.
Show them the video clip.
Actually, that's my brother-in-law. Never met him. His name's Jason too.
Show them that the video clip.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I don't know if I could show that, and I did.
I get it. Yeah. Cool. I understand. We'd love to take them to the range. Sure, it'd be fun.
Okay.
Go to the range. That'd be awesome.
We're going to go to the range. Listen, ban all ranges in the chat, please.
Are you smoking your socks?
That is friggin' funny.
I'm going to, every time anybody says something crazy, it's going to go like this.
Yeah.
Are you smoking your socks?
You're fired.
That's staying on the soundboard forever.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, what do we got here? What's your opinion on that word? Don't say it. What do you think of them? Obviously, Wastelander.
Wastelander, you can imagine. I mean, that's
Rich Needle, thank you.
Yeah, horrendous stuff. I'm not saying you're horrendous. What was in your comment? Yeah, they don't see that.
No, they could see that, but
we can't say it here just because
I
of
wouldn't say
algorithms or whatever.
Yeah, YouTube would be like, oh god, call the FBI.
Yeah, brutal.
Are
terrible.
you smoking your socks?
Troll McTrollson says, have you ever been confused by
For a stripper?
What does that mean?
It means, has someone ever thought I was a stripper instead of a police
Oh,
officer?
I get it now.
No.
Nobody?
I wouldn't be in the proper environment for that to happen.
Not a single person ever said, are you a stripper?
I bet you if I had to go back, there was in the big city that I worked in at one time, there was a huge outdoor area of bars. And there would just be thousands of people there. And some of the stuff that people said to you are...
Oh, I know what you mean, yeah.
Oh, my Lord. So I'm sure someone has said something like that.
Jess D says he's really cute, though.
Mm-hmm.
Jess D says he's really cute.
Well...
It looks like you got a fan.
Jess, this is what I would say to you, and I don't know if algorithm's going to capture this, but at one time, I used to be a nude model. But now, it's just hands and feet work.
Hang on, I got something for that.
Pretty much.
Well, that's why the stream's going to get canceled.
Probably.
Your jokes. Yeah. Have you ever been charged for telling terrible jokes?
Nope.
Well, we're going to look into that case.
That's right.
What do we got here? Here you go. There's a good one. Steph.
By
the way, wait. Happy birthday to Steph.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephanie. Happy birthday to you.
Are you smoking your socks?
See if I can lip sync it. Hit it again. Ready?
Oh, brother.
Are you smoking your socks?
Oh shit! We just sang happy birthday.
Right.
It's copywritten.
Stop it.
No, we just lost $1,000. No, actually, we're gonna get copyright strike on this one.
I don't even know what that means.
Look, basically the show's over. We blew it.
You blew it.
Congratulations. You're fired.
Anyways, happy birthday to Steph.
What's this one?
Steph just cost us the whole show because of her birthday. So we love you though. But
my dad's a retired cop. Told me to ask if you like cream cheese on your bagel. He said he likes bacon. Yeah, I've been known.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
That's for
you.
you.
What that means?
I don't know either. Jay, you are awesome, but missing a honey pot. I think that's like a code for. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an investigative theory.
Is that what that would be called?
I think so, yeah. Copyrights have gotten ridiculous. No, that's crazy.
I can't believe somebody singing out of tune could get a copyright.
Yeah, there's no algorithm that's going to pick up.
Listen, Jess says that you have a fucking amazing body, but your voice is ooh.
Really? Where's that?
Well, I'm saying it.
Buddy, I almost died. I did die twice this morning. I told you.
Well, stop drinking.
Yeah, I did. I will. I did 2 months. I had one night back. It was fun, but I paid for it today.
Here you go. Akari Genesis is Justin. Akari Genesis also has a Triforce sideways. I love that. Do you prefer giving warnings if somebody is being cooperative?
In what context? In like a vehicle stop type stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like
say
somebody's going over 15 kilometers. You could either give them a ticket or let them go.
You have to be human with people. Like at the end of the day, I drive home on the same roads. You have to be human 100% with people for sure. So I like people. I'm a people person. That's hard to say 10 times fast. But
I'm a people person. 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 Listen,
Are
you
you
smoking your socks?
But I am. I like people. And again, if it's positive interaction, common sense dictates, right?
This cat's lazy.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on? Enraged Gecko says, "Happy birthday is public domain." Shout out to happy birthday to Enraged Gecko. Love you, buddy. John Hurt says, "We stan J Tech USA or Canada, J Canada USA." I appreciate that. Thank you for that, man. All right. So let's
almost pizza time.
Yeah, it's almost pizza time. Let's take some final questions for Justin in the chat. Ask whatever you want.
Within reason.
Within reason. Number one, he doesn't do bar mitzvahs. He also will not. Yeah, G McFly, I do. He will not take off his shirt for money either. So
pizza time. It's friggin'
well. This
close.
is a good
pineapple on pizza. Are you a yes or a no?
Yes.
Yes. Hands down, absolutely.
Howard Stern's breast says, "Jay, have you ever touched tips with Justin?"
No. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but the answer would be no.
Are you smoking
Yeah,
your socks?
Listen,
pizza, it would be pepperoni, bacon, green olive, hot banana peppers. Hands
hot
down.
banana peppers.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions other than us touching tips or pizza?
Yeah.
Hamo just puked. Have you ever arrested a...
PDF?
Yeah, that's the bad people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he actually has.
Mm-hmm.
My husband loves pineapple pizza, but I don't, but to each his own. So Jess is headed towards divorce.
Congratulations.
Robo Taco asked a question. Where is it, Robo? I don't see it. Hello there. I don't see it.
As a New Yorker.
As a New
Pineapple
Yorker.
does not belong on pizza. Have you tried it? Have you actually had pizza with bacon and pineapple on it?
He doesn't know who Neil Breen is. I will ask again. Are you jealous that RoboCop is ultimate law enforcement and you can never be as good as RoboCop?
Nope, because I just want to retire. I want to...
Oh, yeah, you don't give a shit.
That's wrong. I do care. But I'm looking forward to retirement. He can handle it from here. Take the tip of the spear.
Okay, wait. If you had to sleep with RoboCop to save the city, would you do that?
I would hopefully phone a friend.
He avoids these questions. DL, there's one there.
One way to look at warnings is that everyone else violating the law who's not on the traffic stop is getting a warning, so you should cite who's on your stop. Just one way to look at it. I love it. Yeah. Thanks for coming on tonight. Really enjoyed you. Thanks very much, DL5.
Thank you, DL5.
Yep, awesome.
You know where he is right now, right?
No.
Argentina. In his,
Argentina.
Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
He's there in his cabin in the woods.
Cool. Love stuff like that. Somebody asked if I'd been to other countries. I have been lots. I was in the Army before as a police officer. So I've done lots and lots and lots and lots of world travel.
John Hurt says, shirtless or we riot. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. DL, I appreciate you. Pizza is great stream. Did you guys enjoy the stream? Let me know in the chat. Tomorrow I'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, eating a whole slew of weird... He looked at it downstairs. He's like, what's all this shit? Lots of weird stuff.
It's time for pizza and pineapple.
Yep. Love the stream. Thank you, Bartman. Genesis says, good question. Thank you. Great stream. Thank you, Justin.
It's
in the
my
chat.
pleasure, guys.
By the way, thanks for coming on.
Buddy, thanks. Thanks for having me.
He'll be here again. Great stream, guys, says Bluntmore. Thank you, John Hurt, once again. Listen, we're going to get him in a suit.
We'll see.
We're going to get him in a suit, for sure.
A wetsuit before we go diving. That's might be
Mystery?
the extent of it.
Where are you getting pizza from? It's called Doughbox.
Yeah, very good pizza.
Thanks, everyone. Great stream, says nothing special. Brett, thank you. Mr. Awesome says another death sentence for pizza. Eating it with a fork. John Hurt says, really happy for you, JKB. You're going to make it.
I'm happy for you too, buddy. I'm
Thank
very
you, guys.
happy for you.
No, I really appreciate this. Like, I didn't imagine anybody would watch.
Yeah. No, it's I was very happy to see the support you got over the last, say, week and a half, if I had to put a timeline on it.
Yeah,
And,
because I went to him and I'm like, I have no job.
yeah,
And he's like, well, I'll get you a job in jail. You're in jail by midnight.
that's right. So
Alan, thank you. All right, guys.
have a good one.
Thank you so much for the support. Zalen gift. That's one way to end the stream. He gifted 5 memberships.
Nice.
Zalen, come on, dude.
Good
Thank
night
you.
to everybody around the world. It's been a pleasure.
Are you smoking your socks?
That's funny.
All right, guys. I'm going to send a photo of the pizza to all the members on YouTube, so watch out for that. Mystery says, I'm happy you finally got to your old channel again. Thank you so much for that, dude. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for everybody in the UK, because I know that people are asleep right now. So, thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
Listen to this.
Are you smoking your socks?
Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. I love you.
Good one.
Are you smoking your socks?
You're fired.
Oh, Christopher.